Okay, so testing for sound very quickly. And here we go. Take 2, Vaingate Chronicles, number 32. And so it is on this day in the year of the draconic calendar of the world known to the elves of Sidariel, 31718 DC. On this, the 7th day of the Festival of the Wheel in the month of Shev, hail to the Black Archer. And that our companions intend to deliver a potion to Goodale's adopted brother deep within the prison known as the Sufferance, a potion that will still his beating heart for a day and a night, so that he may be removed and given over for funeral rites. But escaping the Sufferance will be no easy feat. Said to be impenetrable, the Sufferance is a prison like none other. Its now flooded foundations were laid down by the giants in the First Age, and upon it a mythal was constructed, a magical field which surrounds the complex's labyrinthine canals, walls, and ancient broken towers. A field which nullifies and banishes or restricts all arcana within its purview, stifling spells, artifacts, and other magic not permitted within its bounds. Each inhabitant of this ancient magical jail is imprisoned not in a cell, but instead upon a small, isolated, low-lying island, all of their own, cut off from where they must toil to survive, where every crop is hard won, where good behavior earns privileges such as seeds, eggs, tools, and livestock to survive their hardships. It is upon such an island where Galandal Ren Talandaran, adopted brother of Goodale, that is to say the adopted brother of our very own Joanna's cleric, also known as Dala, resides, and it is his freedom that our companions seek on behalf of their beloved Goodale. But breaking in or out of the Sufferance is a nigh impossible task, a task never before accomplished. Besides this most dangerous task, the Sufferance is said to house more dangerous beings too. Besides the political prisoners of the usurper king, a litany of innocents whose only real crime was to know too much. If the rumors are to be believed, the list of the damned includes drow, warlocks, orc and warband leaders, an evil sorcerer known as Ra-Zek the Duargar Seer, confirmed to have murdered hundreds of Banakai and dwarves, as well as some other dissidents of the Underdark. Bedtime stories for children as far away as Vanderhold mention the Sufferance too. They speak of a terrifying and alien creature with many eyes, known as Zargax, and a being known as the Mind Flayer. Under the stewardship of these mysterious Red Guards, once known as the Order of Barad Shah, the Sufferance is said to be a place of angst, toil, and terror. A nightmare full of hopeless damned souls tortured by their slowly ever-failing memories of past lives and the monstrous guardians of the deep canals, the ancient broken walls, the ruined towers, and the muddy banks. Banks littered with petrified statues of those who, failing to escape their madness or who simply gave up hope. For it is said that those condemned to the Sufferance are condemned to madness, a madness that only the most stalwart ever survive, if not escape. The rest fall prey to the monsters of the deep, the basilisks that roam the shores, or worse, the ancient and invisible guardians, themselves prisoners of the mythal. Guardians whose elemental fury is said to be contained only by the ancient seals of the primal elves of the Second Age. And it is thus, with the aid of Illanis Leofirahel, rector of the Sufferance itself, that our companions hope to find a way to gain access to poor Ren. Bear witness now as we return to the Vaingate Chronicles. I'm Russell Kirkby, and I would like to introduce to you, in no particular order, or perhaps the order of how they're laid out on the screen, Joanna Grotenhouse, Goodale, Dala Talandaran, Barry Tahira, tonight playing Orica, but we'll come back to that. Michael Bache as Adric Fogdar, Steve Austin, Leith Mistralath, Max Easy playing Edryn Montcoff, and a flurry of other titles and names, and Caitlin Flower as Nyla Talandaran, our latest member and newest actress on our show. So thank you for joining us. We shall begin shortly. We have a brief announcement from Mr. Michael Bache.
We do?
Of course we do.
Oh yes, of course we do. Guys, gals, non-binary pals, gentle friends. Join with me on this most auspicious of nights to do a good deed. Because Because as always, we are collecting, giving money to people in most desperate need. We're collecting for gaming for charity. So if you've got a few spare shekels rattling around in your piggy banks, your pockets, your purse, and or a lunchbox, throw it our way so we can give it to them. Do a good deed for some kids in desperate need. Or if you feel like supporting the channel a little bit, so we can buy Barry a better green screen, a chair that will massage his buttocks when it gets a bit sore. Or maybe even Caitlin, something to hold her cat so it doesn't assault her this week. You can throw us some money too, we don't mind. Thank you, good people, for your kind consideration.
Also, Max might need a haircut, let's be fair.
Look, I'll do it for free. I've got like clippers I can't use anymore.
Right.
Yeah,
will
you
pay
have
your
plenty
shame
of
with you.
experience.
I've shaved my head exactly once and it never grew back.
Thank you, everyone in the audience, for your feedback on the sound there. That was very useful. We got that sorted. My mind briefly melted down, but between the... yeah, anyway, we're back, we're live, we're here, it's happening. No technical issues. Woot woot. Okay, so while we're here... where are we? Where did we leave our last game? Let's do a recap. Steve, tell me about what happened to your character last week.
Perfect, that's exactly how I recall.
We went to, I can't remember the name of the place, the
Necropolis?
Acropolis. Yes, thank you, Joe. We found the 4 pillars in the big door, and there was much standing, staring at the big door and the 4 pillars, going, what do these do?
Right.
And then we all sort of went, this must be what they do.
Right.
And then we left.
Then you left. Okay.
No drama happened, there was no tension. The biggest members of your party weren't tussling in a corner.
All right.
Everyone was-
So, Michael, let's hear your perspective on what happened, because I'm interested in doing it this way. I would like each of you to tell us what happened to your character that you remember. What is your perception of that thing? You know, that whole story about everyone's looking at the elephant, but nobody sees the elephant. You know.
Is there an elephant?
Yeah.
So, Michael, which part of the elephant did you see?
I saw the gate and the runes on the door, and I remembered them talking about the formula. It was my confusion was the holes in the thing. So I think when Joe and I were there initially, we were like, okay, well you put shit in here and it programs it. It takes you elsewhere, or it opens a gateway here to something else. So initially we were very, very close. And I remember one of us did say something that priest lady later said, oh yeah, no, we've got our own keys for our own gate. We just wanted you to confirm the formula.
Right. Okay. So, Joanna, what was your perception of last week of the scenario?
A big thing for Dala was that she channeled her father and marched the group into the necropolis. And
When you say she channeled her father, just to alleviate any confusion that might be among the audience, you don't literally mean to.
I didn't literally. No, but she had him in her mind and was treating people like she had seen him do.
Right.
Interestingly, she lost her accent and became Canadian doing that.
That was fine.
We also had sniffer weasels, which is the best part of the game.
Oh, sniffer weasels was the best thing.
That was the best thing. Sniffer weasels. Yeah.
Yeah.
The story
and
of
then
the
she had a fit and woke up to find the room in chaos.
Right. Okay. Caitlin, how did it go for you? What did you get?
What part of the elephant did I see?
Yeah, like what was your perception of the whole story last week? What was it about?
Drunk. Definitely the drunk. The drunk in the trunk.
The drunk in the trunk.
I joined this team of adventurers, and we went into the necropolis. We went into a cave, and there was an interesting voice that just sort of called to her towards a gate that she just really wanted to go up and touch. And then it took a while for her to snap out of it, and when she did, there was a bunch of wraiths and scary monsters, and she cast daylight in the cabin, and then they all went away. And then there was a puzzle that she had no idea how to solve.
I just had a comment. Someone said the sound was a little bit quiet, so let's just go to Max. Tell us about your perception on it. Thank you, Caitlin, by the way.
I shoved my form into armor that didn't fit me. Had to hold my breath the whole way in. We reached the dark cavern tomb thing, went on in. We had a little bit of a look around. Ulrika and Nyla went a little bit crazy, going towards something that maybe they shouldn't be going towards. And then I tripped up with something attacking my shin. We defeated them. The daylight came up. I put on this spooky ass crown. I talked to something that was trying to read my mind, and then I kind of just said no thank you, took the crown off, and then we got the hell out of there.
Right. So, Steve, Leith Mistralath, what was your perception of the story last game?
I told you.
You told
We
me.
were like, what does the gate do? What do these 4 pillars do? And Leith was like, I've been told about these 4 pillars and the fact that we need a key for each and a vocal component. And we figured out that the north, south, east, and west correlated with earth, fire, air, and water.
Right.
And that we're assuming that the air is the silver dragon, who may or may not be Illanis.
Right. Okay, Ulrika, how did you perceive the last story, the last game?
Well, me, you see it this way. Me decided that we should destroy something, and everybody else want to stop me. I think that's unreasonable. There's a bad thing in there, and I wanted to take it out. And nobody wanted to take it out with me. But, thank goodness somebody wanted to wrestle with me. That distracted me for a while. It wasn't too bad at all. But after a while, the boys go away and the bad go away, and, well, you know, I want to get back to the wrestling.
Right. Excellent. So, good stuff. Well, I'm going to just mess with you all for a minute now, because I'm going to do something very unconventional. And you'll notice that Barry's nameplate says Ulrika. Well, now it's gone. And for a moment, it's going to become this. And we shall begin tonight's story on a small island in the center of the Sufferance. And for those of you that don't know, this is what the Sufferance essentially looks like. This is a kind of a map that I've I made this using a vector program. And somewhere deep in here, and you see the little thing that says Prisoner Islands? Well, that's basically where Ren is, for your information. And so, Ren, you are on this island. You've been here for some time now, several months now. And it's sometime between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You gather from the position of the suns shining down onto your little island. You've got a little a little thatch hut nearby, and you've been gardening over your time here for some months now. And you're sitting here on your hands and knees with some seeds in a bag, planting them into the mud with your thumb, pushing these seeds into the mud. And you feel this cold chill and look up, and you notice that these rain clouds are beginning to come overhead, and this darkness is just beginning to cover the landscape around you. To your left is a huge giant wall that rises about 60 feet into the air on the left, and on the right, much the same, about 100 feet in the other direction. And your little island is between these huge walls in this labyrinth. There's mud at the bottom edges of the walls, and you can see, as you have noticed many times before because you've been here for so long now, there are these strange figurines that look like they've been carved into the bases of the walls around the edges, and you can see in the mud there's sort of a 10-foot margin around the edge of the walls at the base where the mud goes out and meets the water. And in that mud, you can see little flecks of white that might be bone or stone, or you're not really sure what that is. But you've seen creatures move up and down there from time to time. Strange looking creatures. So you're sitting there, and you hear the sloshing coming from around the corner of the labyrinth, and this long, proud elven boat, this oar boat, comes around the corner. There's about 8 people on it. They look like soldiers. They look like red guards, and they seem to be coming towards you. One of them looks a little bit different to the others. He stands wearing a red cloak, and as they get closer, you realize he is a she, with long silver platinum hair. What are you doing, Ren?
I put a seed into the ground, look at Gertrude and say, Gertrude, I think we have visitors.
Gertrude says, and she waddles along in front of you on the edge of the muddy island that you're living on, and she pecks at one of the seeds and pulls it out and eats it.
Gertrude, that's not helpful.
You hear the sloshing of the boat as it approaches.
Go to the, well, where I know it's going to end up.
There's also a drum beat that goes with that on the boat. There's a drummer. Doom, 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 beating out the oar as it approaches. Finally, the boat comes up against the edge of your little island, and the woman on the boat, standing straight, she raises one hand next to her. She stops them. The oars all go up straight. And she says, "You, Galandal Ren Talandaran, do you know who I am?"
Not especially, my lady.
Well,
You look familiar.
I am Illanis Firahal, rector of this place. And as much as I should like to grant you mercy, that is beyond my purview.
Funny that.
I do not have control of whom comes here, only that I am responsible for your life, now that you are here.
Yes, as it is.
You shall be receiving visitors within a day or so. They will be clergy.
Clergy,
Yes, Galandal. Clergy.
not interrogation then.
Daughters of Twilight.
Daughters of Twilight. And do they have names, my lady?
At present I am not able to confirm the names of those that shall be arriving, no.
Fair enough.
They are here to do an assessment upon your person. According to the rules of our establishment, you are required to have a spiritual assessment. These daughters have volunteered. You, of course, will not harm them, will you?
Oh, of course not.
You have not caused us any problems since you have been here, and for that I am pleasantly... Is the word surprised? No, I think not. I am glad to see my thoughts and feelings confirmed. You are a man of honor.
I try to be. There are so few around nowadays.
Well, this is your one and only chance, I suspect, to ask any questions of me.
So, why is it a lady of your stature comes to deliver this message? You could have given it to any member of your guard?
That is a most excellent and pertinent question.
And do you have an excellent answer to go with the pertinent question?
She says, she looks at the other members of the guard, the red guards on the boat. She steps off the boat onto the land, and she walks across the mud, getting her boots quite thoroughly covered. And she approaches you. She says, "May I approach?"
You may. There is no way I could possibly stop you.
She says, "I understand, and it is my belief that you are unfairly treated, that your being sent here was something of an act of villainy. And I cannot stand by and watch this further. Thus I have arranged for your sister to visit you. You will keep this...
My what?
I think you heard me.
She is not to come here.
Well, it seems to be too late. She has made her application, and I must follow the rules. So you will forgive me, and you will forgive her. But she has need of your presence, I think. And only you can explain to her what you know.
What I know, my lady, is I'm due to meet my fate at some point. Whatever that fate may be.
At present, Galandal, your fate is to remain on this small 30 by 60 foot island for the next 1,000 years, or until you die by natural causes.
Yes, and then my ashes will be sent to the wind.
As is the tradition for those found to be dishonorable among the Blackguard.
On the high pass, yes.
That is correct.
I do not regret what I have done. What I did had to be done. But I would rather my sister was kept away from this place.
Regrettable. In any case, I have delivered you the message. It is all I can do.
Thank you, my lady.
Think on this, however. Your first question was most pertinent. And there must have been some reason that an individual of my stature should come to your little island here in the Sufferance.
Yes. And that was, my lady?
I shall let you think upon that, my lord Talandaran, for it is not my place to speak further on the matter. I am bound by strictures and laws which I cannot break.
My lady, I have a father that died in a certain battle.
Kobandor, I should think.
Yes. And I was wondering if you could find out who that person was for me, so that I may use his name. Eventually, one day, perhaps. I think the Talandaran name is at an end, if you know what I mean.
I shall look into this matter.
Thank you. I would much appreciate it.
Very well. Good day. She turns and she steps back onto the boat.
He assists, sir.
Oh,
plain.
the soldiers won't let you near her.
Okay. Good, they're well trained.
And she gets back onto the boat, and she indicates for them to begin rowing, and the drum starts up again, and for the next 10 minutes all you can hear is the sound of that drum, dum, 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 getting fainter and fainter as it turns the first corner, and then you can hear it echoing, and then eventually it fades away.
Gertrude, I told her, I left her a message. I said, don't follow me. That's- Yeah, precisely, Gertrude, precisely.
Make a perception check, Ren, which I will be doing for you now, any moment. Let me set up the dice rolling business. See, now you should be able to see the dice roller. Alright. And Ren's going to be rolling perception. That's a 19, Ren. So as you're bending down talking to Gertrude, you notice something swirl in the water. There's a kind of a ripple in the water just off from your little island.
Have a look.
Yeah, as I say, as a swirl of water that ripples across from your little island. Something moving there, something just under the surface, something that seems to have like a black, thick tentacle.
Oh, I see. Okay, pay no attention and keep away.
Very well. After a couple of moments, this woman's figure, this elven woman's figure, naked, walks up out of the water in front of you. And you recognize this figure as the figure of Iolanthra Imdrael. And she walks closer to you, and make you another perception check here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put our dice back up on the screen for you. Perception. A natural 1. Beautiful. Okay, it's definitely Iolanthra Imdrael. No doubt of it. And she comes up off the out of the water towards you, and she stops. And she points at you with her hand, with her finger. And she
What do you want?
stares.
Beckon as much as you like. What do you want? You can talk from there.
She takes another step and tilts her head sideways at you. She's just staring at you very peculiarly. She takes another step towards you.
I move back.
She suddenly dissolves into a pool of goo. And that goo just slides back into the water. And Ren, you're just sort of standing, staring at this. We shall make a wisdom check to see whether or not you completely freak out at this. Oh, I think with a big, fat, ugly 8 on a natural 3, you're quite shocked and afraid of this situation. It's of some concern, I think, at that point. So, anyway, enough of all of that. Ren, you can put Ren back to sleep now for a minute, and we'll change your nameplate back to Orica. Ladies and gentlemen, whereabouts with the rest of you? You've made it back to your apartments at the Tarsellis Temple, the Daughters of Twilight complex in Hemoth Tirith, yes?
I believe we're in the midst of discussing how to get into the Sufferance and perhaps having a long rest.
Right.
Yes, having a sleep would be a very good idea, I think, for everybody who needs it, yes.
Well, you'll get no argument from me. I'm quite worn out. I'm going to get some sleep. Good night, all. And clunk, 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 as he goes into his room and starts taking off his armor on the way there.
Sleep well, friends. It's going to be quite a long day tomorrow, I think. Yes.
Good night, Adric.
Good night.
Nyla puts the cards away and takes the considerably large pot of gold from the center of the table and wanders off to go find somewhere to sleep.
Fair enough. Okay. There is, in fact, a sixth room here, actually, which what has been being used for so far? It's just been empty so far, I believe.
I believe we gave that room to Orca. Nyla might have to use Milford's old room.
Right.
That suits me fine.
So what's in Milford's
As long
old
as you don't
room?
mind.
Harry, what did Milford leave in his room?
A few bags, I would expect.
His
Sleeping
equipment, bag, sleeping bag,
S&M
and all
gear.
that. Most of his equipment's in there.
Oh, I'm definitely going through every bag that's in there.
Okay.
I want to know what's in there.
So will she find anything belonging to... Oh, she might. Okay. Make an investigation check, please, Nyla.
Investigation.
Nobody else has done this.
17.
Everybody else was too respectful.
Nyla has no respect.
Nyla doesn't know Milford, so she doesn't care. Okay, well, while you're going through the stuff, it's fairly mundane stuff. There's a little bit of pocket money. There's, a bunch of keys. There's some thieves' tools, some broken thieves' tools, some rope, some climbing equipment. There's a grapple with a hook on it, this type of thing. Few spare arrowheads for a short bow, spare short bow string, this kind of stuff. And then you come across a scroll case.
Interesting.
And it's... the outside of it is beautifully decorated. Despite being a little scratched and a little worn.
Do I know what... Is it just... is it a magical scroll? Is it like a normal scroll? Does it look like a diary? What
Have
is
you
it?
opened the scroll case or not?
Yeah.
That's the question.
I'm being nosy. Might as well commit to it.
All right, so you commit to it. You open the scroll case, turn the thing, and pull out the scroll, and it rolls out. And it's not a very big scroll. It's really just the size of a certificate, actually.
Is it a certificate of being a good boy?
The opposite. The opposite. All right. Well, I'm just going to consult my notes for a second here while you're looking at
It literally says, Milford Brixton, you're a bastard of the highest order. Quite literally. You could not be more of a bastard if you tried. And I'm sure you have in your long, short life.
In your long,
short life.
Short life.
And that
So great.
is the long and short of it.
I love it. So good.
Actually, it's a birth certificate.
It's a birth
Yeah, pretty
certificate.
close.
And it says Milisaran Idris Arathani. And it is, from what you can tell, just looking at it, very fancy. I don't know that you would know whether or not it was a forgery or not.
Probably not.
You might not, you probably don't know what to look for, but to all intents and purposes, it looks pretty damn real and pretty, fancy. It's written in lots of gold script and stuff and very expensive vermilion ink. So yeah, it's pretty fancy. It's a birth certificate, so it seems.
Yeah, I'll keep that. It's gonna go in the bag of holding that Nyla has,
Wow.
along with some of the thieves' tools and the arrows and anything that Nyla would deem useful.
Okay. There's probably the better part of a adventurer's pack. If you check the player's handbook, you probably find a bunch of stuff on an adventurer's pack that might be
I
there.
believe I started with an adventurer's pack, so I feel like I might just double up some
So you
things.
just double out some stuff if you so desire.
Yeah, and then Nyla is going to curl up and go to sleep.
All right, very good. So everyone is taking a long rest, is that correct? And welcome, Sharkity Shark Bones.
Yes.
Rockety shark bombs.
Yes.
I love it.
Okay, so that is a long rest for everyone? Yeah.
Yeah, before Goodale goes to sleep, she might do a little bit of ceremony and make some holy water and things like that, preparations for tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Very good. Ulrika, you got any plans before going to sleep?
We'll clean my weapons,
Clean your weapons? Okay.
make sure everything is in order, and then go to bed.
Okay. Adric?
Much the same. He's taking off his armor. He's inspecting everything to make sure it's all in working order.
Right.
Then he's going to, stare out of the hole in the wall where what we would call a window would be, and he's just going to think about everything that's brought him here.
Now, just minor details. I know I love to catch you out with these minor details, things I have not explained carefully enough. 6 rooms in a circle. Actually, your bedroom might have a window. Okay, I'll give you that.
If not, Adric has a hammer. He'll make a window.
Yeah, no. There's an arrow slit, essentially, something that resembles an arrow slit. It's a little wider than that.
There's no door, I will make a door.
So I imagine he's sitting on his bed pining out of a window, but it's more like he's standing on his tiptoes staring out of the arrow slit. It's like, all right.
Right.
And then he's gonna, once he's calmed down enough and he's got over those emotions, he'll go to bed.
In the distance, out the window, far in the distance, you can see the reflection of 3 of the moons off the lake, far below Highbrook, far down into the Lockhart Valley. And you can see the silhouette of the 3 mother trees of Lithlian. These huge trees, you can see them branching up into the sky like these massive things that take up, they dominate the night sky.
So I can see pretty much the path that almost literally brought us here.
Yeah.
Oh, how potent.
And
Yeah.
then, calm down and he'll climb into bed and curl up and sleep.
Edryn.
Edryn's gonna sit on his bed for a bit. He's gonna think about the crown and the imagery of the book flipping over and over and over, but the book being his brain. He's going to instinctively go for the book, read just like a page of his own notes, and then put it down and go back to go to sleep.
Right. Okay. So you're reading the book, and Leith. What are you doing before you go to bed?
Leith doesn't go to bed.
Right, that's true. So what is
But
Leith doing?
he's just sort of shuffling through all of his effects in his bag and just making sure everything's there. And he spots a small packet of fine dust in the bottom of the bag, and he pulls it out and just sits there and plays with it for the rest of the night and thinks over what possible use this could be to the coming adventure.
Right. So he's pondering it. Does he have any thoughts about what it might be for, or what he might do?
He's reasonably aware that it's dust of disappearance.
Right.
And that it might be useful in a pinch if things go pear-shaped for us.
Right. Fair enough. All
I
right.
just realized Nyla doesn't actually sleep because she's an elf, so
Right.
she's just doing some meditation.
She's meditating as well. Okay. Very well. Edryn,
Yes.
as you are sitting on the bed, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, sitting on the bed with the book, reading. You eventually get tired and you lay down and you go to sleep, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point, really without much control of your own, you seem to find yourself sitting again on the bed reading the book, except now the book is that much bigger. Somehow it's on your lap. You're not quite sure of the logic of that, but there's this huge book sitting on your lap and you're flicking through it. And you're not using your hands. Somehow you have these black tendrils, these tentacle black things that just seem to be able to flick the pages across by themselves. And each one is casting the silhouette against the wall from the candlelight behind you. And you're going through these pages, and then you see these images that have been painted into this book. You see this image of this battle, and you see this city with these various towers and walls and things. You're not quite sure, but the city looks a bit like it's made up of ziggurats, if you like. And there are hordes of creatures. They look like people, but they're skulls, skeletons, cramming at the walls of this city. And amongst them, you recognize this giant creature, this giant, like a golem, but made of bones, crashing its way towards the wall. And then the picture begins to come to life for you, and this becomes more and more realistic. And next thing, you're looking at this, and there's mud and blood and people and shouting and screaming and anarchy and chaos reeling around you, and you're standing on this battlefield as this huge bone golem steps past you. And it's rattling as it does, and it sweeps the top of the wall, and all these people, they look like humans, come flying off it, screaming, being torn to pieces and smashed against the ground as they come off. And the golem puts its hand on top of the wall and tears down this tower. And you wake up the next morning having not had a lot of sleep.
Shouldn't have read that fucking book, Max. You shouldn't have read that goddamn book.
It's also my spell book, so... Oh, wait,
Oh,
which
so
book? The
bad.
big one or my small one?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
There will be elements of that dream that might come back later. But you know how you wake up and you don't always remember everything about a dream?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
We have an inspiration for Mr. Monkoff.
Ooh.
Oh.
You might need it. Who knows?
Thank you, Emerald
Nice.
Roses.
Yeah.
Definitely going to need it.
All right.
Find my...
So you ladies and gentlemen wake up in your apartments the next day, and the morning sunlight is beaming through the leaves of the apple tree, and you can see two ravens sitting in the apple tree, nibbling at the little buds of the apples before they even get a chance to grow.
Can Dala roll an insight check for these ravens?
She can.
Good morning, everybody. It's a beautiful day to go into the Sufferance. Beautiful day for suffering.
Morning.
And Edric's gonna stretch his back, and it's gonna sound like Mike Tyson punching a bag of chips.
Did you roll your insight check?
I did. I got a total of 8, and I'm very disappointed.
I see it there. Yeah, they seem to be ravens. There don't seem to be anything particularly special about these ravens. Yeah.
Adele's going to engage them in conversation.
Very good. What do you say to the ravens?
It is only out of respect for the Raven Queen that I let you stay in our tree. Not sure about you. You seem to precede all kinds of trouble.
One of them looks at you.
are you doing? Why are you harassing the birds?
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable about them, and I'm not quite sure why.
Oh, I'm sure they're fine. Edric's gonna like pull out, this entire time he's been like walking around, munching an apple, slowly putting on bits of his armor, and he's gonna, cut a bit off with one of his hand axes. And he's go, come here, pretty birdie, come get the apple.
Can you make
It's a good raven.
an animal handling check from Adric?
Oh yeah, I get advantage with that.
I believe the last time we did this, you were steering a cart.
Yeah, that's a 19.
19, wow. Okay, so one of the ravens actually pops over to you and hops onto the ground nearby and cautiously approaches you.
I'm gonna kneel real slowly so as not to spook it. Open hand, so it's not threatening. I'm just gonna hand a little bit of apple to it. Here's a good birdie.
It takes it and you watch it gulp it down like in 2 chomps. Boom, boom.
You're a hungry wee fella.
It sure is.
Birds of prey tend to be quite hungry. There's not very much to scavenge around.
Well, we're in a city. I'm sure people throw out lots of trash. Come on, have another.
Okay.
But you think me a superstitious fool? Do you suppose the ravens could bring a message to Milford for us?
I don't see why not. And if anything else, that's why we should be nice to them.
They are harbingers from the Raven Queen. I see no reason for them not to pass on messages.
I'm going to call you Guts, because you're hungry. Nice.
So basically, you're giving food to a murder of guts.
The raven
Hey, that
pecks
sounds
at you, Adric, and rolls a natural 20 and takes 1 hit point from your finger.
right. Hey, you
Yes,
fucking guts.
they've got quite sharp beaks. Be
Well,
wary.
You reckon?
Full plate armor. Take that from a raven.
On like parts of it.
Just found a chink in the gloves, and it's just gone.
You're still
Just
putting
in
his
the
gloves on,
correct
I think.
angle.
Yeah, it's like an open hand. I'm not gonna eat with with the mail and everything. It's like, oh,
Gauntlets.
yeah, the gauntlets, that's what I meant to say.
Me think Raven don't like you.
Well,
Do we have an
I'll win
idea
them
of?
over eventually.
It's a very good idea.
We haven't got that much time.
Leith and Edryn, are you coming out of your rooms anytime soon?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Leith will have been in and listening to all of this.
All right. There is a bell at the door, which is not unusual at this time of day. It's usually breakfast. So far, the days that you've been staying here, the breakfast has turned up pretty
I'll go and
consistently at
answer
same
the
time.
door. Yeah, Ulrika, answer the door. I'm going to answer the door. Come on, Ulrika.
All right.
Open the door.
The usual 3 servants come in and lay out your food for the morning. They look up and they see Nyla there. Nyla, you are outside of your room at this point, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. And they look up and they I'm sorry, milady. One of them says to Goodale, did not realize you had a further guest.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I forgot to mention that. It was sort of a late arrival, a friend of mine from Vaingate. Yes, she's arrived to help me plan my wedding.
Oh, I see. Of course, we shall get some. What can we get you, lady? Was it Nyla? Did you say?
Naya Lauren.
Yes. What sort of food might you appreciate? We have more of this and some of the bloody blah, and she tells you what they've got. And
Any kind of food is good. As
They
long as
organise-
it's appetizing.
they organise another helping of breakfast to be brought out in about 10 minutes.
Very good.
Very good. Okay. I am going to let you roleplay for a minute while I do a very important task, which is to powder my nose. And while I'm gone, I'll give you the dice to look at, in case you want to roll your own insight checks against each other.
Very
Hell
scary.
yeah. How does Edryn look? Is he even out of his room yet?
Yeah, messy hair, dark bags under the eyes. Coat isn't like tunic's not even done up. He's just kind of like shuffling out, sits down at the closest thing of the table and just starts eating.
You look like you've seen better days, my friend. You're not a morning person?
I'm not an any time of day person.
Fair enough.
Sleep is generally the best time I feel good.
Sleep tends to be good, but I wouldn't know. I don't really sleep. My Lady Garel, do we have a plan for action for the rest of the day?
Well, whatever last minute preparations we need to make for the Sufferance, I suppose. It's the only thing I've got planned for the day.
Did we have an idea of how to smuggle things in, or are we just walking in Brass's bonds?
Well, I have prepared some of my, things to bring in. Some holy water. I've got, some health potions, and I thought perhaps we could just put everything in the same case, and hopefully that will do it.
Make sure you don't mess it up.
Hide in plain sight. Sounds like a good plan to me.
Oh, that's right. We've all got to pretend to be fucking clergy. Alright. Edric's gonna like...
Edric, what are you doing?
I'm putting on my fucking holy symbol. Fucking Muritan. There we go. This big anvil on a chain on his chest. Right.
Don't worry. It'll be fine. All fools are men. All men adore fools. They're gods and their men are fools.
It took you a long time to say a simple thing. I appreciate it, but it took you a while to get it out.
Sometimes the longest winding of a sentence is the best.
I find that with most of the research I've done.
And a good tale told well is important. Is it not?
The best best explanations are never brief. And also it is difficult to speak common.
That's fair.
It's a difficult language.
Right, what plan?
So many abjects in places where they should not be. And also steals from all other languages. It's very strange. Do we need to do anything else today before we go, or do we just go?
No, I believe we just turn up, talk to
A good
Iolanthra.
chicken leg, I'm happy.
Yes. Yeah, I have a chat to, what's her name? Illanis. No, that's not Illanis.
Oh, yes.
They have a chat to Illanis. She put us on a boat and we'll do this hokey little ritual and we'll bugger off.
Yes, I was supposed to confirm which prisoners we were going to see. Have we looked at that?
I
You
had
got
an
list?
idea of who I wanted to, but
You got list?
Is there a list of prisoners?
Yes. Yes. I was passed a list, and I appear to have lost it. I will go to my room and find it.
Right.
I don't know.
so why is it that we can't just go to Ren again? Because we have to pretend that we, want to help all of them, aye?
Well, this is sort of a duty of clerics. From time to time, we go in and speak with various prisoners and assess them to see if they're fit for more responsibilities or privileges and that sort of thing.
Have you done this before?
I beg your pardon?
Have you done this before?
Well, not in the Sufferance, no. You have to gain a certain amount of experience before you're allowed to do that. Plus, I'm usually in Vaingate, and we don't have a Sufferance there.
I mean, their own prison. Is that something you do there?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
My understanding of it is that we have to go in and talk to others as some sort of cover before we actually go and see Ren. Maybe I would suggest that it's the long way of telling the story, kind of roundabout way of telling the story, as it were.
Indeed.
Yeah.
It would
Like
be
I said,
unseemly.
straight to the point is not good. Need to go around a few times.
Yes, exactly.
Plus, it would look suspicious if we went straight to person and they end up dead.
Indeed.
Good point.
Also,
Good point.
it would be unseemly for me to go and visit my brother and not anyone else.
Aye, nepotism.
Indeed.
Hoodatism?
Nepotism.
Is that
It-
painful?
It is sort of what when you raise family up higher than anyone else, and you just sort of help them out more than you would a normal person.
Oh, me
It is
never.
not a good thing. It is one of sins.
Oh, me never been there. Me not even know family.
That is quite
To
unfortunate.
you.
Family is always important, even when you can't see them for a long time.
Edryn laughs a little at that.
Me not know. Me not know.
I'm very interested in going to visit Rakuba, the orc leader. Is there anything we should know about approaching such a person?
Do they have weapons in the islands?
I wouldn't think so.
Then we should be fine. Just stay clear of teeth.
Tusk.
Oh, tusk, is that the common word for it? Tusk.
Tusk. These are
Right. Well, stay clear of mouth bones.
Indeed. Would he respect you more than the rest of us, do you think, Orca? Would it be best to put you in the front of that particular venture?
Me know him a little bit.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that
Me
is...
know people. Me know people.
I know, but people in the Sufferance, that's, well, it's helpful for this particular mission.
A rather precarious position to know people in Sufferance, considering we all know someone in there.
You know someone in Sufferance?
Well, according to list, there looks like a Silvera Opal Moon. She was from the Foxes.
Oh.
Hi.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
good.
Leith walks over to Darla and says, "Let me see that list."
Oh, okay, Leith, here it is.
And takes a good look at it. Are there any other names that Leith recognizes on there?
Leith, you have heard of Ra-Zek the Duargar Seer. You have heard of Ziana the Warlock. You've heard of Rakuba the Orc Leader because they've been talking about him. You've heard of a wizard named Galerond. You've heard of Vardun, the Black Priest. And what you know about the Black Priest is that he is, in fact, Edryn, you might know this too, Israel's self-proclaimed cleric and follower.
Israel. Mind me?
Sorry?
Oh, that's the. I don't know if I've told anyone, but Steve, that's the scary lich man
Oh,
who
okay.
owned the book.
Yep.
But I don't know if I haven't. Edryn hasn't said anything to anyone about specifically. Oh no, yeah, we did the Crown of Ire when you mentioned the Crown of Ire.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so we definitely recognize that name.
Leith, you recognize the name Tamara Navistril from the village in which you were raised.
Oh. Who was she?
Just a member of the community. You didn't know her especially well, but she was a member of that community. Was one of the mothers there. She looked after you from time to time because it takes a village to raise a child.
May I say one thing to everybody?
You may say many things to everybody.
Whatever you like. You need not ask for permission.
We only break out one today, huh?
Yes, don't worry, we're not doing full jailbreak. Unless.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
No,
No,
no.
Alright. We'll stick with just one.
You're quite right,
Just
Orica,
one.
but I would like to actually meet and talk to this particular person, this Tamara Nevestril, just to go and make contact and see what happens. No, nothing like that.
No new girlfriend.
Just
Check on her well-being.
a personal connection. Yes, check on her well-being.
Thank you
Yes,
for the
we may be able to make things better for her.
How you check on her well-being?
Well,
We go visit and we anoint with oils.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
We see if she needs anything further.
If
Peace be with you and all gods and whatnot. Is that how you be a priest? I'm not sure.
if we're putting forward,
life, this thing I can't remember. Dala.
Live, life, love? Is that what it is?
It's
If we're,
I believe it's
light,
live, laugh, love.
life, liberty, and love.
Life,
That.
liberty, and
Light,
love.
light,
Oh, light,
life,
life,
liberty,
liberty,
and love.
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 Why is this not love? I feel like this is more like love, but okay. I will leave that to you. I will just stand back and nod.
Okay, so you're not going for new girlfriend, you're going for business.
What's all this about girlfriends, Orica?
Do you have a girlfriend in the Sufferance?
You don't have any idea. Just
girlfriend, hybrid
just
guy.
just be quiet.
all
Just-
right, Leith, let's
just-
not hurt yourself. I think we agree that was maybe a little poorly placed jab at you. I think we can all agree with that.
Pardon?
But if we're
we only ask.
talking about people would like to see, I wouldn't mind.
I don't think this is a conjugal visit.
No,
Not at
I'd
all.
very much like to meet this Vadoon fellow.
Vadoon?
Yes, the Black Priest.
The Black Priest.
Seem like to me, you meet too many people, you go off track.
But
We've got to meet these people anyway.
we have to visit at least five different prisoners in order to make the mission, the trip look legitimate.
Hey,
Right, 5 points it is.
Me understand.
Do we have a cruise director? How do we find them?
yeah, I believe we just tell Illanis and she'll. All right, they're there, and there on a wee little map, and she'll throw us in a boat, and that's it.
Right, I see. Last time I went through, there was a lot of violence, so I just did not want to not know where things were.
I imagine they get pretty confusing. Everything's fucking scene.
Yes,
Okay.
and also a basilisk. Scary
Oh,
statue.
what now?
Oh, scary statue making chicken. That is
Long
part
as
of why
we
I
do
was
nothing
told to come
stupid,
help you.
it
I've been
won't
to the Sufferance before.
Statue making chicken. What?
Very scary, very big, scary statue making chicken. Oh no, that
Alright.
might have been a different thing. There was multiple things there, but one of them made statues and one of them was a scary chicken.
Alright, we'll not avoid all chicken. Then that's a
When
bloody
we
good
go,
call.
when we go, can I finish chicken before we go?
Shortly,
Are you
Orica.
sure that's a chicken, not a basilisk? I can't tell. I don't know.
I think
Just chicken.
it might all just taste like chicken. Have you ever eaten basilisk? It might just taste like chicken.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Most things do taste like chicken if you're unfamiliar with flavor.
Eighth bell
The trick
rings
of
in
the
the
senses.
distance outside.
Snake tastes like chicken.
The eighth bell of the morning chimes. Ding, 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 ding.
I really do think it's probably about time we got going.
Right? Yes.
I think you're
Sounds about,
right.
sounds about right to me.
Just word of questioning. Magic items, yay or nay inside Sufferance?
No.
Well, I have a bag of holding. We could put them in there and then we have them if we need them. But perhaps it's best not to draw undue attention to them.
Yes.
Hey, that's a good call.
very good call.
I can always go out of town and just stash some stuff somewhere. Would they check a bag of holding? I feel like that is also a magic item, yes?
We have a dragon on the inside. She'll do the thing.
You have a dragon inside your bag of holding.
Not the whole.
How did it
thing.
live? She's gonna go
Well.
over and try and like look inside the bag.
There's no dragon in my bag of holding.
No, like I'm sure Illanis will let us through. She likes us. She even made Leith kiss her hand. It's good.
Oh, is Illanis the girlfriend that he was talking about?
No.
Surprisingly, no.
No, there's no girlfriends or anything like that. Let's just move on from that.
He thinks
please.
you
Or
do
dinner
protest
table
too much.
footsie.
Did she break up with you? Have you got a broken heart?
That's none of your business, Orica.
Oh,
It's okay, Leif. There's plenty fish in sea.
Yes, exactly. And I just
him need all the help he can get.
I druidcraft a flower crown and put it on Leif's head.
thank you.
Don't worry, not making move, just making look more good.
Leaf,
Mr.
Leaf, sir.
It certainly reminds me of home.
Now,
Mr. Leaf, sir.
Leith's
Remember-
actually getting a bit of a wistful look in his eye.
Oh.
Mr. Leaf, sir.
Yes,
Remember-
Orica.
No floaty. No
No
floaty, no walkie across water, no anything
What?
that's magic.
Don't levitate, is what he's saying, Leith.
Yes.
No floaty.
I think Leith learnt his lesson the first time.
I certainly did. Everything is going in the bag of holding until it is decent time to use it.
Okay, does everybody have everything that we need?
I think so.
Hey.
I'm going to put my stuff and my mithril chain into my bag of holding.
all right.
I will ask though. Is there going to be any problem with my actual innate abilities?
Well, we're posing as daughters of Twilight or as some kind of clergy. I believe that magic that's tied to divinity is somewhat less, what's the word?
Suspicious.
Yes,
Frowned upon.
perhaps. Yet frowned upon,
Mhm.
suspicious.
But yes, good.
We should be fine so long as we're
no
not,
problem.
flexing our magics.
Yes,
Yes.
let's just not be obvious.
Alright, so I should definitely just stand in back and nod.
The staff of power is going in the bag.
There's a knock
shall
at the
we?
door.
No.
I
Hello?
go,
I've got
or
it.
I
I've got
answer
it.
door.
I've got it. You
I'm
sit down.
gonna. No,
I've got it.
I'm
I'm just gonna run between his legs at the door.
Okay, you get to the door, Edric, and you open the door.
Hello.
Iolanthra is standing before you in all her majesty.
Come on in.
Her attendants stand behind her, and they file in behind her, filling a kind of a semicircle, 6 guards behind her. But she comes
This is
forth.
quite
and
the entourage.
she seems to carry the light with her as she comes in. And despite your hatred of all she stands for, Adric, she's impressive.
I never said she wasn't.
And she comes forth and she says, I shall be leaving this afternoon. Hemeth Tirith. I thought I would take this last opportunity to speak with you, Goodale.
Oh, absolutely. Would you like to speak privately?
She looks around at the companions. Is there anything you wish to tell me privately?
No.
Well,
Not
then
at
I'm
all.
sure this will suffice.
Oh, very good.
You have duties for today?
Yes, I've made an appointment to go and visit some prisoners in the Sufferance.
I see. By yourself?
No, I'm bringing my friends that you see here.
Oh, I see.
Nyla just nods.
Should you attend them then with priestly robes?
Would it be easy to procure such vestments?
She smiles at you. Goodale. For me, of course, it will be easy.
Oh.
She looks over her shoulder to one of her attendants. She says, "You heard the lady. Fetch priestly robes, vestments for these individuals." And one of the attendants nods, bows lowly, and leaves the room. Closes the door.
Should anyone comment on there being a half-orc and dwarven and human amongst the Daughters of Twilight?
Oh, they will not, of course, be ordained members of the Daughters of Twilight. They should be simply celebrant auxiliary members, I think is the correct term.
Oh, lovely. Okay, so there won't be problems that way.
Yes.
Russell, just this happened while you were away, but Adric is wearing his his necklace chain thing to Moradin. Would Iolanthra see that, and would that be a problem to her?
She would see it, but I don't think it's a problem to her.
A problem going into the Sufferance, I mean, not just like, oh, I despise that dwarfish gods.
No, I don't think there's a problem.
Alright, cool, just making sure.
Yeah, good question though. Yeah, okay. And you have all the things, accoutrements that you might require for such a journey?
Yes, I have holy water that I prepared last night. I have some healing potions. I was wondering about spiritual texts, but I'm not sure if that will be necessary.
I should procure some if I were you. I think, and she... Hold on a second, I have a list of spiritual texts. In just a moment I shall fetch them from my vast treasure trove of pre-prepared business. One moment, please, as I delve into my notes. She says, we have access to some of the Ostorian sagas. Also, there are some translations of the Draconic fragments that I can make available to you if you wish. I'm not sure if it would be appropriate to take any of the Banakayan inscriptions. I'm not sure they're necessary for this particular mission. We have the testimony of Imrel Maith Elasitral. The Moldrayan scripts, the scrolls of Kurgasiacs.
I think Maith's testimony might come useful.
More importantly, though, I think the most primary sources that you should be looking at, Lady Goodale, would be the annals of the Supreme Matriarch, Lady Petriarch Skyhammer, founding member of the Daughters of Twilight. And then you might be considering the scriptures of the Seldarine.
Excellent.
Which, of course, out of game you know as the historical and religious elven texts copied down by every generation of elves since the First Golden Age. These scriptures include all of the elven lore, including their legends, myths, deities, and meditation techniques known as the Path of Reverie. Certain techniques pertaining to high magic have been confiscated and outlawed more recently, however, Goodale, much to the chagrin of the Daughters of Twilight. The most prolific of these texts is the Lineages of the Seldarine, which outlines the 32 bloodlines of elves that split from the primal father, Corellon Larathian. These lines consist of all the clans of Sidariel to Lorathian, the throne of Corellon Lorathian, and include the High Elven noble families, the Wood Elven clans, the Wild Elf tribes, as well as the Drow enclaves. So, those scriptures, there might be fragments of that stuff that you might find useful for preaching in the Sufferance.
I should very much like to procure the lot of it, but is there
Difficult.
anything...
There is a lot.
Yes.
I shall put together a short collection for you. When are you intending to leave now? You look like
Yes,
you're...
very soon.
I see. What can be done? Very well. She names off the top of her head. She just lists 5 texts, and she says, procure these scrolls for me from the library immediately. She turns to one of her servants who runs off to do that.
Excellent. And have you had word from Vaingate? Is it still quite tense there?
Vaingate is in a dire situation, Goodale, which is why I must return. I feel that my presence there will be necessary to restore order. I am to understand that there is... there have been a number of fiends crawl up from the Underdark of Vaingate beneath the ruins of the palatial district.
Oh. That's terrible.
Many have lost their lives. Great tracts of the city have burned. Many of the boats and ships there have been sunk. People are starving. Their food supply has been cut off. There is a great deal of turmoil in Vaingate. And it is said that there is an army marching north from Dagdagiel at present. They travel through the Kurgasiak's jungles, so they say. I am to understand that the riders of Charasith have come forth in their chariots and across the plains to meet them, and they are in negotiations as to whether to join or to stop the Dagdagiel armies. So yes, things are looking dire.
Well, one step at a time. We'll complete our mission here, and then I shall see what I can do to be of assistance to the cause.
Very well. Good luck. I should like to see you return to Vaingate sometime.
Indeed. I should like that very much myself.
Very well then. If there is not anything else I can do for you, then I shall be away. I do need to make my preparations, but I shall have my attendants bring you those texts and the other things that we've discussed, vestments, etc.
Thank you so much. You've been so helpful.
No last requests? She turns and she looks at you, Adric. Not even from you?
Especially not from me. Thank you.
Very well. She smiles. Good night. Good day then, she says and turns. And she and her attendants leave.
Okay, well, I guess we have to wait for some papers and some vestments.
Which turn up
Yes.
very shortly after.
Ah,
If I may, just so then we've got a good set thing of what we're doing. In terms of who we're visiting, we're wanting to see Ra-Zek. Was that you, Edric? You wanted to see
Hey,
the Seer?
I'd like to have a chat to that murderer guy.
Aye. Tamara for Leaf. I think we mentioned Rakuba, the Orc Warlord. Was that was he still someone we wanted to investigate?
yes, I'd very much like to hear things from the Orcan perspective. It's perhaps a selfish visit, that one.
Oh, very good, very good. And Vadun, the Black Priest, I have 1 or 2 inquiries myself. And then finally Ren.
I would maybe suggest Silvara Opal Moon as well.
Yes.
Due to the connection with the servants of the Fox.
Yes.
I don't know if she'll be helpful for anything. I just recognize her name. They had it written on something.
Yes, we do need a good selection of folks to go visit. So
We've got
Fair
a
enough.
we've got a good number, so I think we'll be able to have a cover our tracks, so to speak, before
Yes.
getting to our main objective.
Right, so was that the big boss lady then?
No, that was someone else from Vaingate. Big Boss Lady is at the Sufferance itself.
Right, no, I didn't mean the one who's getting us in. I just mean like in charge of this area, because she definitely had a lot of presence.
Oh, she's the seneschal of the temple in Vaingate, where I normally reside.
Right. Right, well, shall we skedoot?
Skidoot.
Oh,
Yes,
sorry.
your texts
Sorry,
arrive, and so do your vestments.
It is Sylvan for let's go.
Oh, yes, very, very good.
I'm not used to common. It's been a while since I've talked to people, to be fair. I feel like I've talked to you more than I've talked to anyone, to be fair.
It can be common can be a little bit clumsy at times. Yes.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, do you head off from the temple with your vestments and your scrolls and your other objects and items and so on and so forth? And
Let's go!
to where do you travel?
Sufferance.
To the Sufferance. Directly.
Let's end Russell's suffering and let's just go.
My suffering has been going for weeks.
I'm sorry you developed such a rich, colorful world with so many little trails of breadcrumbs for us to follow.
Aw.
I'm not sorry, it's fun.
You gave us a rich, mineral-rich sandbox to get our fingers and toes inside.
It's true. Problem with sandboxes, I never know what you're going to do.
Yes, do not pee in the sandbox, Michael.
That's true.
Do what I
not-
want, damn it.
That's true. Or the gene
Can
pool
we
for
build
that
a
matter.
volcano?
You
Got
build a
some
vol-
baking soda and some vinegar
Right.
and some food coloring.
All right. So long story short, you head off out of the Vaingate, the Daughters of Twilight Temple Tarsellis, and you head up the rocky track that zigzags up outside the city, all the way around Hemoth Tirith. And eventually you get to the High Bridge, this beautiful white bridge that goes across one of the waterfalls that goes down to the city. And the white foamy water is breaking around you and spraying up on you as you cross the bridge in the morning light from the first sun, Solemn Pingal. The other sun, Ida Solemn, is across on the horizon, casting a kind of a mauve light across the lake in the distance. And you can see some of the moons on a kind of slightly diagonal arc rising along the horizon beyond Etz, beyond Lithlian, and all the way around towards the old road to Vaingate. Oh wow, Orson,
Damn, awesome.
that
Awesome.
dude, that guy, that Orson, he's awesome.
Wow,
Crikey.
Wow,
Thank you.
dude.
Yeah, man.
that's awesome. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 subscriptions, 5 tier 1 subscriptions, just like that. And he does this every other game, if not every game. It's amazing. Thank you.
Round of applause for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes. All right. Find my way back into this. So you head on up the path, and let's just have a quick look over here. And are you heading up to the Sufferance Seal or to the garrison?
Garrison? Because I think that's where Illanis is, right?
I believe that you know that she's at the garrison. Yeah.
Yeah, she's probably the person we have to see first, I think.
Right. So
I think Gadale kind of gets staring off at the beautiful moons and the light, and she starts to go.
Uh-oh. Nyla will catch her.
Unintentional. Oh,
Oh dear. Okay, so Goodale
Ulrich?
collapses.
Ulrich will take her off you and
Right.
Slings her over his shoulder as he's wont to do. So you're going to turn up at the garrison and be like, "Well, we found one of the daughters of Twilight. Do you want her?"
Right.
We promise she's gonna be good for work. Just like
Yeah.
let us in there, and she'll do the thing eventually.
We're supposed to be here as her attendants, but
What's the name of the lady that we're going to go see?
Which one? Oh, Illanis.
Illanis?
Something.
Illanis Leah Farahel.
Firahel. Yeah.
All
I
right.
only remember her as Dale Varaxis because that's such a cool name.
Daw.
Illanis. My writing is terrible. Do we go without her, or what do we do?
We've got to bring her with us. She won't be out for too long, and when she comes to, she doesn't. We don't want to leave her by herself.
Right, fair. Let's go. So it's Leaf's girlfriend we're after, right?
What? No!
Illanis? Yes, I thought you said it was a girlfriend.
No.
Illanis is
no.
the lady in charge of the Red Guard.
She.
Right.
Yes.
Oh. Okay.
Edric surreptitiously fist bumps Nyla.
I peck
What
Leaf
is
on the
this?
back.
You're trying. Oh, you're punching hand. Oh,
No, it's nice. Well done.
I like it.
Nice.
That's cool. Okay, let's
Now
go.
let's go to.
Let's skadoot.
So
Skadoot.
as you're heading
Skadoot.
up the rocky path towards this Sufferance, in the distance above you can see the giant wall, the first outer giant wall, and on the left-hand side now you can see the water breaking over the top of the Sufferance seal to the left and pouring out through the structure over there. Let's have another look at that map there. Yeah, and so you end up on the main road heading around to the garrison. As you're heading up that way, in the distance you see some figures coming in your direction. In the distance, tiny figures marching. Two of them on horses, but they're not going very fast.
Do we recognize them from when we were last up by the Sufferance? Is there a similar patrol?
Could be a lot like that. Last time you were here was nighttime and it was raining and
Yeah.
it was a lightning storm. Whereas this
The
time
patrol
it's
wasn't particularly enlightening.
beautiful clear morning. Below you can see the palace, the palace of the stars, and you can see the high brook falls pouring down from the Sufferance down to the palace, down to the city, down to the lower levels of the city, and then down off the city towards the valley below, where it all coalesces into the river that heads down through Lithlian and then onwards to the lake. The river
so-
kind of dominates everything.
Friend or foe?
Not sure, but they're going slowly, so shouldn't be too much problem. Plus, there's 6 of us. I doubt we'll have an issue.
Right. Okay. Should we just go talk to Illanis and just say that our priest is just having a nap? Is there
Yeah.
a wheelbarrow anywhere around? I feel like we could just wheel her in.
No, Orica's got her.
Okay.
Out of
she'll
game.
be quite alright.
Out of game, I'm going to wait until she comes back before you
Right,
get to the
okay.
Sufferance.
Oh, fair, okay.
So you'll just have to keep role playing until
Just keep
she
role-playing.
comes back.
I
Right.
see.
So, Leif, how exactly did you come to find girlfriend of this Red Guard chief?
She's not my girlfriend. Let's just establish.
I feel like you're
that now.
protesting far too much for us not to be.
No,
true.
no,
I feel
we-
like this
we-
is a button that I can press for a very long time.
They're all. I don't know why anybody is
You
suggesting
seem to be
that
turning a
anybody
little
is-
bit purple.
Him-
This is not your normal complexion.
No, it's
Him
not.
got 2 girlfriends.
He's got
Him
2
got
girlfriends.
two.
Oh, you're so
Only
baby.
have-
You have 2 girlfriends.
I
too
only
much
have
man to
one,
go
thank you,
around.
Ulrika. I only have one, thank you very much.
Oh, who's the other one then?
It's cousin of Dadala,
So you're
just-
gonna be in
Also, we'd
Gadala's
like to keep it
family.
all in the family.
it's a private affair. It's a private affair. Just
Oh, but being private is not fun. You're among friends, my friend.
Yeah,
I
your
realised
snitching
that,
and your
but
flirting wasn't exactly private at the dinner party.
well,
It was
yes,
very
that-
open. I'll have to agree with them on that, Leaf.
You
Yes,
had
very
a dinner
vocal.
party, and it was
Uh,
people there. Oh, you were a very naughty boy, Leaf.
Mr. Leaf,
Yes.
you are a very naughty man. Naughty man.
The figures are
Leaf
about
goes an
100
even deeper shade of purple and grins.
150 feet off
Sheepishly.
now. Other
See,
other
this looks like a
soldiers.
shit-eating grin. I feel like he might have more than 2 girlfriends at this point.
No. Yeah, I can assure you, just the one.
Nyla raises her fist to Edryn. Just like, is this how this works?
Just like that. Just
He sees you both. He
Nice.
sees you both do it. He sees you both do that, and he goes, "I believe we should skedoodle."
Skadoot. Dude,
Skadoodle.
it's like a duh.
Nala.
Dude.
Nala.
Yes, hi.
Never
Nala, you
mind.
should be careful.
Being careful is so.
Yeah, him dangerous down there.
Oh, Leaf is dangerous down there. What's he got going on down there?
Well, he might have, might.
Oh, they do got like
got
magical
one
dick powers.
girlfriend.
I feel like
Edryn
this is not
starts
a good
looking at the landscape, zoning out entirely of the conversation. He's like, and this has gone beyond lowbrow. I'm going to just kind of contemplate my
Edric's
existence
giggling into his
right
helmet.
now.
Edryn, can you make an Arcana check?
Leaf too young
I
for you.
most certainly
Mm.
can make an Arcana check.
Leaf, you're too young
Would it
for
be any good?
for Dala.
26!
26.
Dadala? What?
I'm a
Why
clever
would I
cookie.
even?
Are you gonna
Why
date
would I
Dala
even
as well?
entertain that thought? No.
I'll tell her when she wakes up.
You're all making horrible assumptions about my libido, and
I don't think we are.
Edryn,
Yes.
while they're making assumptions about Leith's libido, you're staring off in the distance, I believe. You notice there's the Sufferance seal, which is this huge, basically a dam that is stopping the water coming out of the Sufferance en masse and just flooding the city. And on the side of it, you can see there is this huge mosaic symbol, which to you reads as a kind of dragon. And do you speak Draconic?
I do, actually.
Hell yeah.
Okay, well, you see the name Inzuriax inscribed there. On this is the south wall.
Max's face.
Gotta put sounds together. I'm very good with my words, if you didn't know. Inzuriax.
Inzuriax.
Right. I tap Edric.
Yeah.
Our remind me, what's the name of our silver dragon friend?
Delvaroxus. Hey.
So it's not Inzurax.
Or Inzuriax, for that
The
matter.
name is
Inzuriax. There we go.
The name's
Yeah, there we go. I
familiar.
missed an I.
I do believe when we were at the tea house, she did mention another dragon guarding the mythos.
Right.
It was a
Well, that'll
red
be what
dragon, I
that says
believe.
then.
What now?
Oh, that the symbol on the dam, sort of thing.
Afraid I can't.
I think
read
we're
giant.
approaching.
I mean, dragon. I read giant.
I think we're approaching that thing's kind of territory if we're going in that area. I think
You're going up and around it.
guardianship. Oh, we're going up and around it. That's good.
Sorry, are we fighting a dragon?
No.
Did you say dragon?
If everything, well, long story. There's the Sufferance has 4 different guards tied to the elements. There's,
Right, like the key things that we were looking at before.
just like that. And the one of them is, if our information is correct, is a red dragon.
Okay, I don't really want to fight a dragon. But
No,
I will...
if everything goes according to plan, which I mean, why wouldn't it? You know,
Me,
What kind of fight are you dragging me into? Jesus.
we're not dragging you. You're willfully walking into the
No, I know, but I
a
was-
super prison with us.
I said it for the
Me
pun's
have
sake. It was a
question.
lot of fun. See, dragon, you
Oh.
know. Yes.
Like,
Me
I
have
like it, I
question.
like it.
Or
Ah,
it probably
good
doesn't
wordplay.
translate as proper humor.
No, well done, I like that.
me have question.
Oh, funny.
Mm.
So is
You
it
have to go
pointed?
first.
So what exactly is bringing everyone to, like, your
Why?
house?
Why are we doing what we're doing?
We're going into the Sufferance to get Ren out.
Yeah, but why?
Well,
Because it is Darla's kin.
Dalla's brother, the servants and the fox asked us to.
Pretty much
That's
it is
about it,
need to
really.
know, and you do not need to know. You just need to know that we need to get them out.
Sounds same as usual. All the time. You don't need to know, Ulrika. Just go and kill all those people over there.
I didn't mean to offend you. It's more of like I don't even know. It's just like I was told to go do it. I go follow orders. I'm not exactly a
Like-
mastermind.
Well, I think the best reason you need to know is kin.
Ah, good enough. I got no kin, but good enough.
What are you
Oh, there's
talking
10
about?
yet.
You have kin in us.
If Dala wants to
Not a rook.
elaborate,
No, I need bigger sacks. I can get bigger. Oh wait, no magic. No, I will not do that here. Just so you know, I could definitely have bigger teeth at some point.
The guards ahead appear to be getting closer now. They stop in front of you, and one of them calls, "Halt!"
We weren't moving.
Are you ready to get up now? I put you
yes.
down.
Okay.
Oh, welcome back to the land of the living.
I think she was in the land of the dreaming.
Actually,
yes.
I think I was in the land of the dead.
The
Okay, well then, the
nearest
welcome stance.
the
Welcome
nearest
back to the land
horse
of the living.
rider, dressed in red armor and apparel, turns to you, and she says, "I am Andraste Silent Ariasis, Knight of the High Arch. I travel here as an emissary of Illanis Firhal. Are you Goodale Dala Talandaran?"
Yes, sir, I am.
She takes off her helmet.
Helmet.
"You may address me as ma'am."
Yes, ma'am.
"Very good, then we are here to escort you to the gates." And the unit about turns, and they sort of surround you and box you in from all sides, if you allow them.
I
I make no objection.
2 of them are on horses, 4 of them are on foot. And they march with you up the rest of the pathway to the gates of the garrison. And as you head inside, you can see various people training and bashing target dummies and so on and so forth, practicing weapons training, that type of stuff outside. You can see carts being unloaded and then other carts being loaded. There's a large crate full of chickens over in one corner, with various people dealing with that. Some peasants here as well assisting. And there's a mixture of elves and humans. Adric, you notice 2 dwarves over in the corner. There's at least one other half-orc here, Ulrika. You notice that. But mostly elves and mostly red guards. And they take you towards this old broken tower. This whole place seems to have been retrofitted by the elves on top of what once must have been the giant structure that was here. And you notice much smaller stones that have been built on top of the much older giant stones to replace them and to fix parts of the building that have otherwise collapsed. And you're taken to this tower, and there's guards outside the tower, and they step aside and allow you in. And eventually, you're brought into this semicircular chamber where there is a large desk, a large table there, and behind it sits Illanis Leah Farahal, rector of the Red Guard. And she looks up at you from the book in which she is writing with her quill. Light streams in from a high window. She sees you as you approach. She says, "Ah, good day, all. You and your attendants have arrived." And she puts... You're okay right now. Act fast.
We have our list of prisoners that we would like to visit today. Do I present that to you or to the boats?
You may present it to me first. I should like to see that, if I may.
Okay. Well, she hands you the paper.
Okay, and what is on this final list?
So we've got Galandal Ren Talandaran, Ra-Zek the Duargar Seer, Rakuba Vadun the Black Priest, Silvara Opal Moon, and Tamara Navistril?
Yep. Excellent. You pass the test of saying Russell's awkwardly difficult names. For this, I should like to give you an inspiration.
There are many difficult
Thank you.
names.
There you go. All right.
These are our requests, but of course, if you have better ideas of how we may best spend our time, that is up to you.
She looks at you for a moment. She says, "Unfortunately, Silvara is unavailable on this day. She is undergoing some other programs.
Oh,
So perhaps she should like to choose one other different name."
Gadale looks at her compatriots.
We got
Yeah.
a list.
Yeah.
What do we have?
So just out of game for a moment, the full list includes Khorzia of the Underlock, also known as the Mind Flayer, Galandal, Ra-Zek, Ziana, Rakuba, Zargax, potentially a beholder, Galarond, the wizard, Vadun, the black priest, Durdanaz, the drow messenger, 3 separate hags, named Amaya, Brenna, and Camilla, Silash, the kobold, and Farandara, and that must have gotten
I
confused.
see.
Okay. Khorzia, guys?
Yeah. Let's go see.
Okay, I don't know much about that one, but sure.
Very well, I can approve this. And she takes her seal and she stamps your list with it. And she says, "Show the seal to," and please hold the line.
Dial-up sounds.
She says,
Wow, that was kind of orchestral.
"Please take this seal to Andraste Silent Ariasis. She will be your head chaperone this day."
Excellent. Just between you and me, would that be the same Ariasis that's related to Iolanthra?
I should expect, if his name is Ariasis, they are one family.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
They are a clan, I believe, yes?
Okay.
Very well. Okay, so she...
As we leave, Nyla's gonna nudge Leaf and just be like, "You obviously did something to piss her off. She didn't even say hello to you."
Hey, I'm not terribly relevant to the situation. That's all. I think you're reading a little bit too much into that.
Okay, I will stop. For now.
Thank you.
All right. And as you go outside, Andraste, who's the one that you met on the road, is standing outside, and she has with her a group of red guards all standing about, and she approaches you with 2 soldiers behind her, and she says, "Lady Talandaran, perhaps you are ready now to make your rounds?"
Indeed I am. I was told to give you this paper.
She takes it promptly from your hand and glances at it, and she nods. As she's going through the list, she looks up at you for a moment. She says, "Are you sure?
Am I sure?
Are you ready to face the horrors of these individuals and what they have done?"
Well, not on my own, but I've chosen a good company, and I have faith that the Red Guard know what they're doing.
The more horrid the individual, the more they can be saved of souls.
I speak not just of their physical security, your physical security in this matter, Lady Talandar, and I speak of your mindset, of your capacity to bear the trauma that they may attempt to inflict upon your mind.
My goddess shall protect me.
I cannot argue, madam. She turns on her heel and she says, "Come." And they begin marching towards this gate. There's this big archway, this big elven gate there. And they open the gates, and beyond the gates there is a jetty that goes out into the water. And as you pass through the gates, can I get everyone to make a perception check, please? Starting with Goodale. We'll go one at a time. And I say this because cunningly I want to be able to let everybody see in the audience what you roll. Ha. So Goodale, was that a 13?
Yes, it was.
All right, Goodale. Adric. Also a 13. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Nyla.
Me? Is it perception?
Yep.
15.
15. All right. Orica, I'm rolling. Not great, Orica, but that's okay. We don't expect you to get this one. Edryn. I actually rolled for Galandal then, but never mind. 15 for Edryn, was it? Very good. Okay.
Yes.
And Leith.
Leith. Get myself here.
Drum roll, please. An 8.
8.
Okay, so Leith and Orica especially, what are you two kind of, you're sort of preoccupied with the physicality, the reality around you right now? I'm assuming. Anything else that's on your minds?
Leith is kind of thinking about how he's keeping his story straight about his girlfriends.
Right. Right. Okay, fair enough.
Interesting.
Very good.
Even though there's only one, but you know, there's apparently multiple.
Right. And Orica.
Concentrating on my charge.
Right, so you're just keeping your eyes on Goodale and making sure that she is safe.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. For the rest of you, you feel a palpable sensation as you pass through the edge of the mythal. There's this kind of electric zapping sensation that you feel snapping around you. Your hair gets a little bit frizzier. Yes.
I do not like that feeling.
Now there's these stone steps that go down to a raft at the bottom of the steps, and you get onto this raft along with 6 other members. 6 members of the Red Guard. And Andraste gives the signal for the boat to start moving. she says, we shall start now. She basically comes up with an order and a route through the Sufferance for you guys to visit these various individuals. We're going to go with Ren. I'm going to metagame a little bit here. Ren's going to be last, can you read me the list again? The final list.
Okay, so we've got Khorzia of the Underlock.
Yep.
Ren, Ra-Zek the Duargar Seer.
Right.
Rakuba the Orc Leader. Vadun the Black Priest.
Yep.
Silvara sadly preoccupied. And Tamara Navistril.
Right.
And Gadale's busily saying prayers over everyone to give them resistance.
Right.
So
that makes sense.
I can elaborate on that, or we can just...
Okay, no, you can. Okay, so you say prayers over everybody. The Red Guards close their eyes very briefly while you do that, actually. You see them literally take a moment to allow you to do that, and they all seem very solemn and religious when you do that. And anybody really paying attention notices kind of this is a moment of weakness for them. This is a moment where if you wanted to, you could strike and they would be surprised. Just putting that out there. But, I'm not sure that you have a reason to do that.
Not yet.
Not yet. Right. And so the boat begins to move, and you are flowing through the waters of the Sufferance now. And as described previously, these giant walls on either side of you, massive stones on muddy banks. You can see in the distance, you see this cockatrice scuttling along the muddy bank in the distance.
Is that what you're talking about?
That would be the giant chicken that turns things to stone, would it?
No, I don't think that was the thing that turned it to stone. I think that is just a scary chicken.
Two different things.
Two different things.
Okay.
One of the Red Guards, incidentally, just like before, beats a small drum like a Duran. Doom, 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 and they row the boat at the pace of the drum as you move along. And when you talk, Andraste turns back to you and she says, best not to make too much noise here. You might attract unwanted attention.
Well, I do wonder then why the drum?
It is like a heartbeat. It keeps the scary things away. It's like, stay out, go away. We do not want you here. Stay out.
Little soothing as well.
Oh.
It is kind of like Revnik. How do you say? Warding?
That makes sense.
I see. Yes. But,
Also, the statues are coming up.
And as you turn, yes, there are statues on the corner. You can see the statues of individuals precisely carved to look exactly like human figures or elven figures in these cases. And you head down this new canal as you turn, and the size of the canal widens out a bit, and you can see there's a piece of broken wall, and there's a smashed bit of architecture here, and looming above you now is an ancient giant tower, and it's massive, high above you. It was obscured previously by the wall, but now as you come around this corner you see it, the top of it smashed and broken, and you can see lumps of it laying in the water, and you have to navigate around them as you go forward.
For Adric's curiosity, looking at the stonework and everything, can he determine what type of giants may have built this?
You can make
I'm asking you hard questions, aren't I?
You're asking me hard questions. I think he can. I think he can. In your experience, which giants have the most experience building stone structures?
Depends where they are. Generally, it's just stone giants, but stone giants don't leave underground.
Right.
Otherwise, it may be mean storm giants and cloud giants, but storm giants undersea. This is Edric has read about storm giants and cloud giants. He mainly knows more about fire and stone giants.
Right. Well, I think then in that case you might be unaware of which particular species of giant might have built this. It could have been stone giants, certainly. But then it might have been other species, you're not sure. You know that the Vaingate situation seemed to be out of game. What that was a flying castle that had crash landed and was then buried.
That's a cool bit of information Adric will never know.
Right. So yeah, you might one day figure that out.
A castle in the sky.
Right, and Sidariel, from what you can gather, Adric also, at one point the Ostorian Empire was a civilization that crossed much of the whole world. And so there are giant walls now broken and laid to waste that cover the entire continent, that go from one side to the other. Parts of it go through the lake, but they've collapsed. So now that little island that you visited, the island whereupon you stayed with Bragan and the others of the Order of the Servants of the Fox, there is parts of that wall on that island that collapse into the sea at either side of the island. These mammoth structures that are foreboding and ancient. And this place is like that. This place has that sensation that you're in a place that is so very, very, very old that it predates anything anybody can fathom. This is from the First Age, and you are now living somewhere towards the end of the Third Age, you presume. So it's a very long time.
Okay. He's not going to share that with anybody. That was just him going, oh, that's different.
Fair enough. I will get perception checks from everybody now. Another perception check.
Ooh!
Did I see a natural 20? Crikey. Alright, and then I'm going to roll for Orica. That's coming up as a Adric.
Critical one.
Oh my goodness, okay. Wah wah. Okay.
I love walls, man.
Leith.
Walls are your thing.
Now watch me roll a terrible roll.
14.
Not too bad.
Edryn.
7.
7.
He also likes walls.
7. Okay, so
And me? Hold on.
and Nyla.
17.
17. Okay, so Goodale, Leith, and Nyla, you all notice something moving in the water. Something flick in the water beneath the surface.
What was that?
Adric, you clearly didn't notice it. In fact, you're fixated on something else entirely. What are you looking at?
Adric's just looking at the architecture.
Okay.
He's just generally interested in the architecture around here.
All right. You notice there's some broken arches that would have at one point extended over the top of you in the past. This must have been the inside of something that might have been resembling a modern-day cathedral. This might have been the vault of a cathedral, but the roof is entirely gone very, very long time ago. Okay. Everybody else? Yes, sorry, Leith, you were speaking.
Leith's going to lean over to one of the guards and say, "Would you mind telling me what exactly is in the water?"
Big scary fish.
She turns to you. She says,
Well, I'm using my best inside voice. You might want to use your best inside drum.
No. It is big scary fish. It's going to be fine. Just got to be quiet.
I understand. I just want to know what it is.
Big scary fish. Will eat you in one.
It's
You're not
scary
that
fish.
big. It's got very big mouths. It goes boom.
All right.
More.
Big scary fish.
as you turn the corner,
From the back of the boat, Edryn's sketching the Sufferance, and he goes, "Sorry, what?" Sorry. But because everyone's going, he's like,
Very good.
He's like,
that's why he doesn't pick up on any of
anything.
it with his low perception.
As you turn the corner, up ahead in the distance now, between two gaps, or not two gaps, two walls, a gap in the wall, you can see in the direction where you're about to turn now, the boat's starting to twist into this gap, an island. And on that island, you can see this figure with some sort of farming implement hoeing the ground. And you can see a few crops sticking out of the muddy, wet, flat island, this low-lying island there. And behind him is a giant wall in the distance. And this figure kind of looks up as you approach. There's a little hut there with this sort of straw roof. It's kind of triangular shaped thing, this whole object. It's not like doesn't have walls and a roof. It's all roof, basically, with a gap at the front. And this figure's hoeing there. And as you begin to approach closer, you notice that this figure's skin is kind of purple. And it's wearing some sort of cap on its head. And as you get closer, you see that it's bearded. It's a bearded figure, but getting closer and closer, you can all roll perception checks again. Because I love making you roll perception checks. It's my favorite thing in the world.
What order?
What order? We'll start with Goodale again, just because I go around my little screen.
All right.
I'll call it
Russ-
Twitch, the Twitch order. 16?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Then Barry, Orica, rolling now. What's that, a 16 for Orica? Then we'll have Adric. A massive 6. Okay, Adric, I don't know where you're looking. Still at the architecture, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm probably unlikely just bemused at this entire construction. More blown away now. I'm like, is this all inside the fucking shell of a cathedral? Okay.
Right. Who's next? Leith.
12.
12. Okay, yep. And Edryn. 22.
22 total.
So, Edryn, you look up from your sketch to behold something any moment now. And Nyla.
19.
19. Okie dokie. So, Dale 16, Ulrich is 16. Adric, you're busy. Everybody else looks up and notices this, is seeing this figure up ahead. Leith, you probably don't notice this so much because it's only a 12. But for Nyla, Edryn, Orica, and Goodale, you notice that this figure's beard is very strange indeed. And as you're approaching, you begin to get the impression that it's not so much a beard as these weird, strange, short tentacles about its neck, extending from its chin and throat. It has this kind of elongated face, almost squid-like, so as if somebody took an octopus or a squid and put that on top of a humanoid figure and turned it into a man. And it has this kind of purpley and grey texture that shimmers as it turns in the light, and as you approach it, it opens these large, wide red eyes at you as you get closer. And the figure standing there hoeing the ground looks up and then raises the hoe and just leans on it as the boat approaches. The drum stops as your boat drifts in finally up to the edge of this little island, and it comes to rest in the mud. Andraste turns to you and she says, "You may disembark now."
Good here, thank you.
Hello? Peace, love, life with you.
Life, love.
All right, let's go.
Uh,
Hello there.
Have fun.
Lovely day. What a nice little farm you have here. And Adric's gonna step off the boat and, jauntily get closer, not approach him.
Goodale
creature
standing
looks
on
old.
the shore.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, Russell.
The creature just looks at you for a long, silent moment.
What are you waiting for? We got a soul to save.
Greetings, Khorzia. My name is Goodale Dalatalandaran.
Goodale. Dalatalandaran. You
Yes.
come a long way to this island.
More or less, yes.
To what end come you here? To my place of solace and rest.
Solace and rest. It sounds that you are doing quite well.
Ha! He turns. This here my abode. Perhaps you and I should swap destinies. Perhaps you should sleep in my hut. For a decade, a century, your life.
It does not sound better at all.
Oh, it sounds like having another great time.
Yeah.
Forgive my tone. I am told it is my physiology.
No, you look. I quite like it. It's very beautiful. What do you do to the tentacles to make them so slimy?
Will you silence this young pup?
She means no disrespect.
Her
I think
signs,
they're quite
her
beautiful.
adornments clearly state she is your inferior. Do you let your inferiors speak for you?
Well, certainly not, but I don't control them. I'm not an autocratic sort of person. But
My
I am.
apologies, Lady Goodale. And Nyla will sit back and just start nodding.
I am here to inquire of your.
Oops.
Should have any spiritual needs.
You cut out for a second then. Here to inquire if you have any spiritual needs, is that what you said?
Spiritual needs and your well-being.
Oh, yes, many spiritual needs to attend to. There is the matter of my continued starvation.
Starvation. Is the farming not going well?
My time is wasted farming here, for I can eat none of this. I only feed the creatures around.
Can I make what would it be, like an arcana check to see what this thing eats?
You can make a nature check.
Nature check?
I think. Orson D,
better.
are you still watching this? Tell me, what would you make her roll for this? Is this a nature check? Is this a history check? An arcana check?
I was just going to ask him.
You can
Animal
do that.
handling.
That is also the easy
That is
route.
probably the easy route.
All right.
Do you want to just ask? Nature? Because I don't know.
Make a nature check.
Nature check? That's a good... 9.
You have no idea. You
No
have
idea.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that he sounds. No. He
Okay.
is giving off very hungry vibes, and I do not want to be near the tentacles.
And what is it that you eat, Mr. Khorzia?
Sentience.
Sentience.
Sentience. The minds of lesser creatures. Minds like your... He turns to Nyla. Your help here.
Honestly, if you tried to eat my brain, you'd probably starve.
Humor.
I see how that would be a problem, because certainly we can't allow you to eat sentience.
Oh, but they do. Goodale, they do. But it is on a ration.
Who on earth do they feed to you?
Not so much who as what.
Do you eat the murder chickens?
He looks at you. Please, Lady Talandaran, make it stop.
I will not. That
Have
is
you
not
come
who
to
I am.
torture me or offer me solace?
I would love to offer you solace. Shall I say a prayer for you?
Oh, good, that will do. Yes, say a prayer. I look forward to the transformation that it brings about in my life. I shall enjoy the fruits of your labor.
I see. And is there a particular god that you are partial to?
Any of your gods will do me, I'm sure. They all favor the mind flayers, the Illithid, as much as the other. That is to say, they despise us. You do understand it is not our fault that we are what we are. I was born into this. Your people drove us into the ground.
I'm terribly sorry. It seems my people have done that quite a bit.
Well, who can blame them? They are afraid of us. And why would they not be with our hive minds?
Does it hurt to be so far away from home?
Yes. Interminably painful.
Is there something that we could do to make it less painful?
Bring me something that I can digest.
Are the gods still on the boat?
Yes, they are.
Are they within earshot?
Can you tell if they're an earshot? They might be an earshot. They possibly could hear you if they're paying attention.
Sit tight. You might get something to eat at some point. Something better, if you catch my drift.
I suspect there is more to this visit than you are saying, Talandaran. You are not here to offer solace, no. You are on a mission. I see through your thin disguise now.
Yes, well, solace is also high on my priority list, so it's not too thin a disguise, I thought.
Who else is in here? Tell me. Who else is in this place, this disgusting habitat?
Oh, there's quite a few. There's... Oh, if I remember Ra-Zek, there's a fellow named Rakuba.
No one you need to know.
There's a
I
murder
would
chicken.
say.
There's
Yes.
a big fish.
Various
Here,
murder
here.
chickens.
Very odd clerics that you are. I suspect there is only one among you who is a true cleric.
Yes, that is me. I am the true cleric. I love all gods and things and peace and love and light. You saw through me. I am the only cleric here.
I should taste your brains.
You can taste my fist if you get too close. Sorry.
Yes. Can
I
you
was
imagine?
talking now.
What is your name, little one?
Iolanthra.
Can you imagine what it was that brought me to this place? What it must be that they fear so much that they would place me in this hideous, abominable habitat? Why would I be here if I was not some fearsome, gruesome creature that would drain you of your intellect?
Because people fear things they did not know.
Yes, quite so. Quite so.
And if you are a hive mind, as you say, and you are cut off from your hive mind, I feel like you are a bit stunted in your power, and therefore should not be as scary as you think you are.
You have outed me.
You're sort of like a dog that barks and has not got very much of a bite. So they bark and bark and bark and bark. But if you
Then
get
I
close enough, they
shall.
start whimpering.
Take my
But-
humiliation with an ounce of grace, then.
We were purely just here to see if we could make you, like, more comfortable, but if you're going to be a dick about it, they're not going to help you.
Out of game, if I were to create food and water for this fellow, would it just be the regular food and water described, or could I create something for him that would...
No, you couldn't create anything
No.
for him, I don't think.
No, I don't think so. Just checking.
If I summoned a woodland creature, would that have sentience?
Oh!
Well, yes.
I'm not going to, but it was just a question.
Yes, the answer would be yes. Anything living would be sentient, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good to know. Do,
So-
do you like chickens? Because I feel like they have like slight sentience. They walk around and go bog bog.
Unfortunately, this is a great deal of my diet.
Would you like something bigger?
Can it be arranged?
If you're not a dick about it, maybe.
Are you interested in fishing? Could we get you a fishing line or net or something?
You do not wish to eat what lives here. It is poison.
What about a pig? Is that big enough? Pigs
Yes.
are quite smart.
Yes, pig. Pig.
Alright, they will make a note.
Perhaps a small halfling child.
No, we can't do children, sorry. That is off limits. But pig I can do.
Goblins, then. Goblins.
Do we like goblins?
We can probably organise goblins, yes. That's,
I feel like that's a bit racist. I feel like pig is as good as you're going to get.
Who are you calling racist?
What difference is there? One sentience to another.
One talks.
How can you be so sure that a pig does not talk?
I
Just
mean, sometimes
because
they
you
do.
speak not its language?
I have spoken to many pigs in my life. I'm speaking to one currently, but if you'd like something else.
The wit and humour. I ask only a line of inquiry, not to insult you.
It is fine. Lady Gadale, shall we make a note and move on?
Yes, we will inquire about the pigs and perhaps initiate a discussion about goblins, but I can't promise anything.
Kobolds.
Kobolds?
Even smaller and less significant. Compromise on my part.
I see. I see. Very good. And Gadel
Leith
starts-
leans into Darla and says, well, we do know where there is a steady supply of goblins, so we can probably do something about that.
It's true. It could entertain him as well if we get the right ones.
Oh, yes.
Keep him busy.
Leave it.
Shiver runs up Adric's spine as he, out of nowhere, remembers Eaglot quite vividly.
Maybe leave a fuck cage on the island. Leith is just like turning his back to the mind flayer and laughing his head off.
I'm glad I am a source of amusement to you.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's not you. It's just
I feel my spiritual side so much deeper now. You free peoples wandering about coming here like you are perhaps on a tour of my existence. But yet,
It's a very
I
depressing
entertain
thought.
you. How good of you to come.
no. We do legitimately want to help, and I
Oh, I see
I
that.
believe we may have the means to assist you, friend.
If only this mythal had not control of my powers.
What
I'm
would
not
you do?
familiar with your powers. Are you able to elaborate on that?
I should have seen deeply into your mind by now, good old Talandarin. We
Oh,
would be
that's
so acquainted. We would know each other. But alas,
Intimately, sporadically.
imagine,
We'll be
Nyla, that you were placed in a place like this and had your eyes torn from your head. That is how it is for me. And then fed nothing but the shit of animals. Imagine this, rotten, grotesque food for a lifetime. And tell me you would enjoy that.
I feel like I'd find other things that can fill my day than complain about everything all the time, to be fair.
You have an answer for everything, don't you?
At this point, yes.
Oh, how
I've
smug
often been
you
told I
are.
talk far too much.
How smug you are. Your smugness will fade.
You, sir, have a lot of bravado.
As do you.
Yes.
Lady Talandaran, we should get going.
We
We have
should.
many to see.
We will see about pigs. And perhaps a better accommodation for you. You look a little bit sunburned.
Goodell takes a few steps. She has been standing on the shoreline pretty much, so she takes a few steps in and she says a prayer for him.
Thank you, my lady. I shall remember you.
Nyla bows and goes back to the ship. Like
He
a
nods. He nods to each of you. And you get back on the boat. And you
sorry, I've been told I often have foot and mouth disease.
begin moving again. And
Back at the boat, Edryn looks up from his sketch and goes, "So how was the talk with the squid man?"
Disconcerting. I'm not.
It's... Yes, sorry.
He, like many people, prefers bacon to chicken.
Right.
So to speak,
Okay.
Are you familiar with him at all? And where is the Underlock?
We were there.
We were in the Underlock.
Oh,
The
really?
underneath the island,
There's
big
not a
bridges
thing
and
we should
whatnot.
talk
Oh.
about.
This is not something we should discuss in company.
Mm-mm.
Onwards, Captain.
Yes, let's move forward.
right. You travel onwards and through the labyrinth for another 10-15 minutes until you eventually turn into another space where there is another island surrounded by a curved broken wall with a big chunk of stone laying next to it. You see a cockatrice just outside of range.
There it is. There's the murder chicken.
It's scrabbling along, scratching and clawing in the mud on the edge of the water, the edge of the canal. And you see this ashen grey looking dwarven figure sitting on a stump in the middle of its island. He's just sitting there.
Is it moving at all?
Not
Does
really.
it look alive?
Can't tell at
Does
this
he have a
point.
hut?
Sorry, what?
Does he have a hut?
A hut? Yes, there is a hut. There is a hut.
Maybe
Not
we
much
should
of a
send
hut.
the murder chicken to old Squidface and maybe he would be happy then.
As you get closer, you realize that actually he seems to be eating something. And he's had his back to you, but you get closer and he can hear the sounds of the water from the oars. And the drum, of course. Much to Leith's chagrin. And the boat slides
Noise.
up next to the island. And your chaperone says you may disembark.
Alrighty then.
Thank you.
One down, 5 to go.
Yes, indeed.
And this figure
Hope
turns...
this one doesn't have tentacles.
This figure turns around towards you, and yes, indeed, it is a dwarf with very ashen skin. You recognize him as Duargar, because you've met some Duargar in the Underlock, in fact. You fought a bunch of Duargar in that tower. That one of the guard towers along the bridge, if you remember that whole scene. And he's got these 2 bits of broken bone in his hand, and he's gnawing on one piece. And he looks up, and he chucks one of them down into the mud. Looks back at the next one. Looks over at you. And who be you? What are you doing here on my island?
Edryn, Fogda. Pleasure.
Oh, dwarf.
Aye, although quite tall I am, I assumed you'd think I was a human.
The marrow's good. Would you like
Aye,
some?
isn't it just? No, I ate before I came. Oh, thank you. You look like you could use a good meal.
I could. Yes. Drops the bone into the mud. And how may I be of service to you, fine lads, ladies, elves, dwarves, human?
I presume you are Ra-Zek. My name is Goodell Dalatalandaran. I'm here to see to your spiritual needs and to inquire of your well-being in general.
I am Ra-Zek. I am Ra-Zek the Seer, yes. Known to all the world as the Cannibal, and many other titles that I've earned. And you've come to visit me. Oh, how exciting. Spiritual, did you say?
Yes. Have you any...
Forgive me, I've got fleas now.
Oh.
Would you like a comb?
Yes, I would. You have one.
I feel like I've got a comb somewhere.
Oh.
And Nyla's gonna pull out like a fish bone.
Oh, that's very fancy. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, are you allowed to give this to me?
I think so.
Don't see the harm in it.
Best be careful.
If you
Could be seen as a weapon, couldn't it? I could cut your throat with that.
You can try.
I could
They're
try.
very brittle, you've got to be careful.
Oh, yes.
But if you go from the roots and go all the way down, then you can squish the fleas between your fingers. This is a lot of fun. And then they go pop. And that should help.
Well, very well then, yes. Oh, so, and spiritual, did you say?
Yes. Do you have any affiliation with any particular god?
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yes, I pray daily and hard. Yes.
To whom?
Well, that's very personal, is it not? We Ashen Dwarves, Duargar, we have our own gods. You've never heard of them.
They don't pray to gods.
Oh, thank you,
They
Adric.
pray to Asmodeus.
Well, that's just those are lies and
Also
rumours.
stories.
You've no proof of this.
Then whom do you pray to?
Moradin. Like you.
No. Adric takes off. I'm afraid not. I don't
Why do you wear his symbol then? Surely.
It's just a bit of cosplay.
What?
It's a costume.
Fridge
don't
falling.
worry. I'm just going to enlarge and punch the fridge over the wall.
Right, no.
Right.
Rewind, cut,
no.
reverse.
Disguised to fit in with the rest of my cleric friends.
I see.
Though
So you're
I
in
don't
disguise then?
I don't see you giving away my secret, Ra-Zek.
You're in disguise.
Only me.
Who are you in disguise for?
To visit you.
Why would you do that?
Because we're
Heard you
alike.
had some information.
Because we care. Now, who is this Asmodeus, and how can I help you pray to him?
Oh, you wish to help me pray to us. Oh, that's fantastic. Fantastic.
Is it?
Oh, yes.
You're very zealous about this.
Oh, yes. I'll need some bones. Firstly.
Bones.
Asmodeus is a devil. The greatest of the devils.
Oh.
Seems like everybody here
Help
just
with
wants
that.
These are filthy lies this Adric tells you. We don't pray
Would you
to
say he's a
devils.
terrible devil then?
How would you know that?
The devil is in the details.
This is true.
Funny one, this one. Yes, you should stay here with me.
I feel like I've
Oh.
got other reservations elsewhere.
Oh, that's a shame. I'm sure we'd have a riot, you and me here together.
I'm sure you could try.
Yes.
Baron Arfane, we're told all sorts of details about the Dark Dwarves, the Duargar.
You know their lies. They hate us. They hate us. We dig deeper
Aye.
than you. We dug deeper. We dug to the center of the world.
Maybe
And
you
then what
could
happened?
enlighten us then.
You are just jealous of what we found. We found
did you
our
find?
god there.
Oh, what did you find?
We found our god there, deep in the
Aye.
earth.
And where is he now?
He remains, he sleeps, but he will waken. He will waken soon.
Take it from someone else that's walked away from Muradin. None of them are listening. You're
Comes
alone.
to us in dreams, though.
Aye, that's all they are. That's all they can promise you.
And what about your cleric friend here? Does she agree with you? Do you? Do you agree with him? The gods will not listen. They're silent. They're gone. They've abandoned us.
Adric and I have an arrangement where we agree to disagree.
Do you cast
I
spells,
am listening-
cleric?
On occasion.
Where do they come from? Your ass?
No.
No,
They come from
no,
my
they come
god.
from your god, yes. How does he explain that?
Oh, I didn't say that they don't exist.
Oh, but they abandoned us.
You can get water out of an empty pot.
Ah, yes, all right then.
Do you want anything?
I told you. Bones.
Besides praying to your god with some children's bones, what do you want?
Oh, children's bones. Yes, that's a brilliant idea. Yes.
Damn it, what is it with killed with these people
It
and
was you
children?
that
It
suggested
was a
that,
joke.
not me. I immediately said bones.
Yes,
What more do you want? Why are you here? You've come to save my soul. Do
Is
you
there
think
one left?
the soul of Ra-Zek the Seer can be saved? Do you know how many I've killed?
How many
I
have
can
you
see
killed?
you're proud of it.
I couldn't count them. But
And
more
all
than you have
this
teeth in
time on
all
the
your
surface,
heads.
and you have not yet seen the light.
Light. Blinding. I have wept for the light, good hell. Wept for it. But it will not penetrate my tiny brain, my mind.
Nor your heart.
No, for I've been taken. Your friend speaks the truth. 'Tis Asmodee. He has his hold on us. He has his hold on me, my mind. So,
Well, may Morden or Corlon,
yes,
may somebody set you free.
may they all pray for them to do so. Yes. Set
Just so you know, the
me free.
comb is a fish bone, so that's a bone of some kind.
Oh, yes. Yes. He begins to break it down into little pieces in his hands. Crumbles it down. Yes.
Me think time to go.
Right.
I think you're right, Orca.
No, don't go. Stay. We can celebrate together my newfound freedom, my spiritual enlightenment. Stay a while.
I'm afraid not.
No, don't go. Don't, please don't go. No.
Don't
No.
worry.
You can't go.
It's alright. Asmodeus will keep you company.
No, please. Forgive me. I didn't mean to offend you, assault you. It's true I've done terrible things, but I repent. I repent now. He drops on his knees in front of you. Please, I'm begging you.
How many
stay.
children? How many
Countless children.
children?
Numbers beyond the stars. I don't know. Hundreds, perhaps.
Every child is a star. And unfortunately,
Edric,
because you're stuck
let's
without,
go.
we cannot help you.
Aye. You're right where you need to be, Ra-Zek.
No, you can't leave me here.
May the gods have mercy on you. Please spend time in contemplation.
You'll be back, yes? Come back.
Perhaps.
God,
I don't see it. You're a seer. You should be able to divine it.
Have you seen anything lately?
Can I get you guys to make perception checks?
Hell yeah.
Oh yes, can do.
Oh, our
Ah,
favorite.
shit.
Are we
Who
doing it in
first?
order or?
Sorry, I got excited.
You got excited?
Same. I did an automatic brain fart. Hey, we rolled the same
No, that's
thing.
okay. I'm going to get you to just call them out. Tell me what you got. So, Edryn, what did you get?
I got a 9.
9. Okay, never mind. Adric, did you roll?
I got a 7.
7. Oh, it doesn't matter either. Orica, we're making you a perception check. Goodale, what did you get?
25.
25. Holy
24 for me.
wicked. Okay, Orica also gets a 22.
22 for me as well.
Wow. That was Galandel, but never mind. I'm using your stats right now. It doesn't matter enough to worry about it. Okay, so you guys, everyone except for Edryn and Adric, see that as Adric turns to go towards the boat, the Duargar makes his move, and he moves towards Adric and tries to pull out one of his... What weapons do you have at your side, Adric? What would he try and grab from your belt or your...
I have my warhammer and my 2 hand axes.
Okay, so he might go for your hand axes, perhaps?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's...
If he's going to do an attack roll, I'm going to use my Cosmic Omen, and I am going to roll a d6 and subtract that number from an attack roll he's making.
Well, miraculously, it does not do anything.
It stops because he's not making an attack roll.
No. It stops because you're inside a mythal that blocks your magic.
Oh shit. Is it even magic?
Okay.
I don't think it's magic. It's not magic.
What
it's
is
like
it?
it's foresight. It's just a reaction.
All right, fair enough. Okay, I'll give you that. See
Yeah,
how
it's a
generous I am.
reaction.
It's a
So
reaction?
yeah, it's not a spell.
All right, so what does it do again?
Whenever a creature you can see within 30 feet of you is about to make an attack roll, a saving throw, or an ability check, you could use your reaction to roll a d6 and subtract that number rolled from the total.
Okay. All right, so he grabs the hand axe and promptly misses his sweep at the back of Adric's head with it, due to your reaction. Who else got high perception scores?
Me. I want to
Okay.
go from.
All right. Orica, what are you going to do? When you see
I
this?
am gonna, as he's still swinging around with the one he missed, if
Yep.
I can, I'll block his thing and throw him on the ground.
So you're basically going to grapple him to the ground, or you're grappling the
Yeah,
axe to
I'm
the ground?
grabbing him to the ground. Andy, take them both down.
Okay. Orica, let me grab your character sheet. Here it is. Okay, and we're going to make a strength check. Oh, it was almost a natural 20, but it was an 8, but it was plus 8, so it's still 16. He fails. So you drag him, you force him to the ground. Basically, oh, I'm sorry. You have to
Let X
Take
go
me.
now.
take me with you, please. Take me with
You're
you.
not going with us.
We're not. It's not within our ability. We don't have that authority.
I'm gonna come up and take my axe out of his hands.
Do you have any meat?
Come near us again, and you'll eat meat, child eater.
Go then.
I'll string you up and turn you to ashes. I'll blow you to the winds. Don't give me another reason.
You know, if you're craving meat so much, you could always eat your own foot.
Yes.
And I'm
I
gonna
pick
walk
him
onto
up.
the boat.
Pick him
Nyla,
up.
Nyla, can you make an insight check?
Insight check.
Orica, what are you saying?
I pick him up
24.
and take him to a seat, to where the log he was sitting on.
The stump. Okay. All right, and you put him there?
Yep.
All right. Very good.
Sit
You'll s-
there, stay put, or I make you part of this log. Understand?
Yes. Nyla, your insight check tells you that when you suggested that he try and eat his foot, he takes you seriously.
Good.
He actually is considering it. All right, very well. Do you guys get back on the boat?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Gadale would be the last, but she looks at Orica and realizes that he will not let her be the last to get on the boat, so she's on the boat.
Okay. All right, so you guys get all back on the boat again.
Are you
Just
all
like
right?
that fellow.
Is everything okay? You Dale?
Orca, I'm incredibly saddened. I believe that I will never look into the eyes of an elf who's not loved by Corlon, and it's not the same for all creatures.
Maybe this your time to learn things.
Maybe.
Any luck, he'll eat himself to lead dice.
So you find nothing hurt?
Oh no, not at all. He didn't touch me. Adric, are you all right?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right.
I do feel a little well, I might say inadequate. The only thing I have to defend myself with really is my is the staff, and it's in the bag, and I can't really use anything magical, so
Yes, it's interesting. I had thought that our names being on the keys would allow us to use our magic, but that does not seem to be the case.
It's, well, me got no magic.
Indeed, you are a treasure.
The guards turn around and look at you all.
Some of our holy magic is not going through the praise of healing and not working as well as we thought they would. Is there a reason for that?
Can you make a performance check, please, Nyla?
Oh shit.
Nyla is not charismatic.
Andraste steps towards you on the boat. She turns to you, Goodale, and looks back at Nyla, and she says, "You are both aware that magic is forbidden here."
Yes, I think we misunderstood the rules of the mythal. You understand that the Daughters of Twilight use a divine sort of magic for healing.
Yes, of course.
We
But
were
I do not
unaware.
have the impression that you are speaking merely of these things, and I do not believe that you are all Daughters of Twilight. So when you are speaking of the magic between you, you clearly are not all speaking of such clerical powers. I am not a fool.
No, obviously
I
not.
have been listening to your conversation that you've been having right in front of me.
What do you plan to do with that knowledge?
We shall see. For now, we will continue about our business, but I suggest to you that you refrain from your conversation on the subject. The drum continues. and
Looks
you-
up from his sketch awkwardly.
Nyla's just gonna backhand Leaf. across the
Leaf-
ears.
Letha's like, I just want something to be able to defend myself with should we be blindsided. And all I have
Here
is
you go.
the staff.
Hands of a hand
and-
axe. Take that. Use it.
Andraste turns and looks at you, Leith. You still talking about this? You have surrounding you 6 red guards. We are highly armed, highly trained, and we work here every day.
Thank you.
You
Thank
are
you.
not
Yes.
in danger.
I'm just going to take this for my own peace of mind. It's nothing against you.
She turns to you, Goodale, and she says, "I've never encountered a group of clerics like you before."
No, we are a unique sort. We're trying something new. To
It's an
perhaps,
outreach program
yeah, we thought
for troubled
perhaps,
youth.
perhaps this particular group would be able to connect with the prisoners a bit more effectively.
Would you like to make another performance check, please, Goodale?
Okay.
Oh, I can't bless her, can I? Because that's magic. Fuck.
I don't. I can't see it.
It's another 5.
Oh, wonderful.
Wait. You did a thingy at the beginning. Add a D4. Add a D4. Resistance.
saving
That was
throws.
saving
The
throw.
saving throw.
Oh dear.
I can't use bless, can
Never
I?
mind saving Ren. You'll probably be joining him in the next half hour.
Well, Nyla,
no,
Nyla
10
clearly wants
minutes.
to help me. Do I get an advantage for that?
Yeah, I've been helping by saying outreach program and just like I said outreach program to troubled youth.
I think that has the opposite effect.
And everybody turns to Leith, and Leith goes, "What? I'm not troubled."
No, but you're the most youthful, really.
Russell,
Yes,
is this the best lot you could have sent to rescue me? I mean,
I did send a previous team. This is the B team.
Okay.
Actually, this is more like the D team at this point.
Edryn leans over to Leith. Says, Leith, if I may give one piece of suggestion. I rip out a piece of paper, I hand him a pencil, and I go, try just doodling for a little bit and just clearing your mind. It often helps me. So just...
What?
Better yet, if that doesn't work, just chew on it. Has same effect.
Maybe not, but just
Well, stop them talking.
zen a little.
It is meant to be
Silence the inner
therapeutic.
monologue that is...
Alright, onwards, Captain.
The
All
boat is
right.
drifting now for a moment. It's been drifting for a little while, and you can tell that the guard, Andraste, is clearly considering things at this point. She says, when we return to the garrison, we shall have a conversation with the rector.
Naturally.
I'm sure that will solve these issues. She continues onwards. And after a few more minutes, another 10 minutes, you round yet another corner of the labyrinth and see up ahead is a slightly bigger island than the ones that you've seen so far. And this one has a slightly bigger hut on it. And you can see smoke coming out from the top of the hut. And eventually, after a couple of minutes of approach, the boat comes up to the edge of the island and slides up into the mud. You may now depart, she says. Who gets off the boat?
Good day, elders.
I'm gonna stay
Oh,
on the
follow
boat this
suit.
time.
We'll get off the boat.
Adric's staying on this time. He's got stuff to think about.
Get off the boat.
All right, Leith.
Leith is just going to sit there with the piece of paper and just stare at the piece of paper with the pen put to it and just like think about what he's done.
Okay.
You sit in the corner of the boat and you think about what you've done.
But what have I done?
All right.
Fart.
Okay, so you there's this hut. You don't see any people outside the hut, at least, but you see smoke coming from inside the hut, coming out of the roof.
How big is the hut?
It seems to be. It's like this is a proper hut. Like this, whoever built this hut seems to know what they're doing.
We call for the owner.
It's got an actual, not a door exactly, but there's like a straw bale that's been heaped into the doorway, into the entranceway. You also notice that there is a variety of crops growing in orderly lines around the actual island. Some of them include some hay. Do you grow hay? What is hay made from?
Grass.
Grass. There you go. Okay, so there's quite tall grass growing in orderly lines on one side, and one or two other crops that you see neatly being farmed here. You see some farming implements. You see, like a fork, like a pitchfork, actually, leaning up against the side of the hut.
Cool.
Hello, the house.
You hear, ah!
Oh,
Ah! What?
Orcish. Does anyone here speak Orcish? Oh,
It'll be me and Orica.
excellent.
The hay bale in the doorway is suddenly pushed aside, and this orc comes kind of out into the light, glaring at you. What? Who are you? He speaks in common. Why you come here?
Rakuba, the orc leader, I presume?
Rakuba! What you want with Rakuba?
Gadel drops a little curtsy and introduces herself. My name is Gadel Dalla Talandaran, and I have come. I wish to humble myself.
Not understand what you want. Why come here? You have food?
Good deal. Get straight to point. Orc like that.
Time me go, huh? Finish here, yes?
Is the boat outside of earshot?
Not really. It's all one scene per se.
Okay, yes,
You figured that if you could get inside that hut, you could have a private conversation.
Right. Yes, you have created such a beautiful home. Would I be able to see the inside of it?
You want come inside my house?
If it's not terribly rude to ask so directly.
Why you want see? Nothing here, no weapon.
But it's so beautiful on the outside. Does
You
the
lie, you elf, lie.
Good day, if I say in August, the elven lady here would like to get your side of what has transpired, and we would like to do so in the the safety of your hut.
He looks at you. I no have weapon, no can escape, no try. I stay here long time.
Maybe too long, huh?
Too long, yes, huh? You half orc.
That's right. Orica.
He kind of nods at you begrudgingly, Orica. Orica, you can make a not a perception, an insight check, which results in a massive, giant, a 10. So you can't really tell what his deal is. All right.
It's easy. I'll do it the Orcan way. What's your deal? What's your problem? Don't you want no company?
Rakuba not need company. You make company, huh? Why? Why you come here? No one come here except ask question one thing. Test.
What they test? What they test?
Test lies. Name of armies, name of places. Time when attack. Which way we come. Which fortress has which men. Where is Kagi Mingal?
You want to do blessing?
Which blessing?
She bless.
Groom's bless.
In the name of
one
Grumsh.
bless. Telendar and bless.
cannot bless in the name of Grooms. You insult me and my blood.
Oh. Well, perhaps you could teach me.
Teach you? Teach you? What?
I wish to
You
understand.
Friend. How you be my friend? You come here, you come my place, you take me, bring me here. Prison for life.
No. It would be nice eventually to be your friend, but I wish to understand first.
Understand what? You come here, this trick. I know this trick.
Okay. Yes, I realize that my people have done some terrible things. Please, can we find some privacy in your hut?
He makes an insight check on you, Goodale, and he rolls an 18, natural 18, so probably higher than that if you include some bonuses. What would you think he would gain from your, from that insight?
I would wish him to gain that I'm earnest.
Okay.
And that I don't actually mean him any harm. And that I don't want to grill him in a painful way.
He walks up towards you slowly. And then he starts walking around you in a circle, and he's looking you up and down. You cleric.
Yes, sir.
Moonbow god, yes?
Yes. You're very knowledgeable.
No enemy. Know how to kill them.
Ah.
You not kill this one.
I no kill nobody. Kill nothing. I stay here, peace.
You find it...
Go on.
You find it peaceful here?
Good enough. I can live here. No... I no fight.
You don't like fighting?
Neither the good nor the bad.
There's a rumor that they say in the city that you were the one that killed the king.
Lies. These lies. Still these lies. I never see your king.
That would not actually surprise me. Do you have anything else that I need to know? That you want me to know?
When your kind come to us in the night, bring the coins. Pay my people's guards. Pay my sergeant.
When did that happen?
My people lock me. Give me to you. Betrayal.
Oh. You were bought.
Shameful. Now I cannot never go back.
Can you not?
I stay here. This is my home now. I live here. Peace. I make my farm.
Does Kagi know of this betrayal?
Kagi Mingal, you know of her.
Please keep
I
your
know
voices
her.
down.
She leave my tribe. Come, inside. He heads into the hut.
Goodale follows.
Whoa.
At that point, 4 of the guards begin to get off the boat. He says, "Speak quickly."
But you would not disembark. Where are you going?
They ignore you.
I look at Edryn.
Oh no, there's a tentacle climbing onto the boat. Ah, it's terrible.
Performance check,
Like someone's
Adric.
fallen off an island.
Performance check, Adric.
Oh shit.
It's one of your amazing traits and skills, isn't it?
It's the thing I'm actually best at.
Really?
18.
Really?
No.
This is the first time.
Finally.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh, the inky, black, awful, slimy tentacle. Nyla, get away from it before it pulls you in forever.
Two of
Oh
them.
my god, it's a tentacle!
Two of
Oh
them
my
come
God.
back to investigate. The other two stand there and don't actually go forward or back.
What? Oh,
This manages to
please be
buy
careful.
them about
Leaf,
30
we need your
seconds to a minute.
axe!
here's my.
What are you
My
talking
axe.
about? Where is this tentacle?
There is a thing
was
in
in
the
the
water!
water. Some guards you are.
They jump up on the boat with their spears and they start sort of standing around the edges of the boat, ready to fend off any kind of attack. Meanwhile,
Realize-
inside
just
the hut.
realized Edric and Nyla both just went, look over there!
Rakuba, listen, I am hoping at some stage to make contact with the orcs. There are terrible things happening in Sidariel, and I have come to the conclusion that the High Elves in particular have done terrible things, and it's a chaotic mess. If I were to make contact with the orcs, is there any message you wish me to deliver?
I cannot think of something good. What could it be?
Is there a way that they would understand that I wanted to be an ally?
He opens up his shirt and he shows you this set of scars on his chest. You see this?
Yes.
This symbol Angor Ma'ak.
Okay, yes.
I have no good word for you in common tongue. Angor Ma'ak, fighter. I Angor Ma'ak, fighter. Tell you, have give word.
Angoma. Okay.
You have blade, you cut. We have blood bond. Hands.
Okay, I have a dagger. Do you wish to mark me? Would that...
Yes, good, good. You think good.
Okay. Where? A forearm
Back.
or back? Okay. Who followed us into the hut?
At this point, there's just Ulrika and Max, I think. Edryn, are you here as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Do they hear
Um,
us screaming?
Yeah, you can hear them shouting outside, by the way, something about... but you guys should probably make insight checks to see whether you can tell they're bullshitting. Because you know them, you might have advantage to know this.
You know what this means to our kind.
Goodale's insight check is a massive 6. Edryn's is a
Alright, and you said
13.
advantage, right?
Oh, with advantage, yeah, advantage.
Well,
Goodale.
if it was with advantage, then it's 25.
25. Edryn. Goodale's second
Is your
check
advantage, Joe?
is a
Yes.
14.
14.
Very good. And Ulrika, I'm going to make your check with advantage. Ulrika. Insight with advantage. Roll. And it is a huge 4. I rolled 2 4s. Sorry about that. Okay, so Ulrika, you don't notice, but you hear them shouting, so you don't know what they're shouting about, so you're a little bit concerned about that, Ulrika. But Goodale seems to be okay with it, and Max, Edryn seems to be okay with it too, so how are you going to react to that?
Can heaven say you know what this means to our kind?
You not our kind, you half-orc.
I may be half orc, but I still know what to do.
He looks at you a little begrudgingly. Job to do, give me knife.
Gentlemen, can you help me with my armor, please?
Oh,
Yes,
all right.
Very well. So you assist Goodale to expose some backflash. Now, Goodale, I'm going to get you to make 3 wisdom saving throws. No, actually, constitution saving throws.
Constitution saving throws. That's an 8
Goodale shouts out for a moment.
15.
She doesn't shout out for the second major tattoo.
Oh,
scar.
the third one's a doozy.
Okay, so there's quite a lot of shouting coming out from the tent, the hut right now.
I was going to say that I found a leather strap to bite on, but that's fine.
I think the strap doesn't help. This,
Oh, okay.
Does our shouting drown it out?
I don't think so.
Ah, shit.
We're making
think
quite
you've-
a big commotion.
You've got
Can we
the
roll
attention
for a
of.
commotion?
There's 6 total guards.
Yeah.
You've got the attention of 3 of them. The other 3 are moving towards the hut now. And they get to the door. "What's going on in here?" says one of them.
Orcan religious rite.
"What?
Orcan religious rite.
Please step outside, sir."
I cannot step outside of it. Orcan religion's rite.
"You
I
must
am
explain
the-
yourself, sir. This is irregular."
Are we not here? He goes outside, shuts the door behind him as he goes outside.
The hay bale. He shuts the hay bale behind
No,
him.
it shuts the hay bale, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shuts the hay bale. We do Orcan religious rite.
What is the shouting? Is Lady Goodale all right?
Lady Goodale is fine. I would not let anyone hurt her. Not even you, my friend.
Very well. How long will this take?
Should not be too long. Give
If
us.
she is harmed, you will pay. Do you understand? Life for a life. You are forfeit.
If she is harmed, I will kill the person that harmed her and then kill myself. Do you understand? This is the Orcan way.
They look at each other, and one of them says, "I believe the orc is telling the truth." And they seem to agree. "Very well, we shall stand back."
Thank you. It will not take long.
Barry, Orica has inspiration. So I'm just going to add it to your character sheet. It's there. All right. So inside, the Orcan religious rite continues. And you are marked now with the words Ungor Ma'ark, and then an Orcan fighter, and then the name Rakuba.
All right.
That's a lot of scars, goddamn.
And it hurts like hell.
Yeah. Does it go deep into the muscle, or does is
Yeah, it's kind of chiseled in there.
yeah?
Got your face
I mean, you could.
tattooed?
Like scarification.
Yeah, it is
Like it's a-
scarification. It's literally scarification. And when you get out, you can perhaps use like cure wounds on it. But
It
Not
will
until we
always
leave the
scar.
sufferance, my guy.
Question: would a healing potion, is that inherently magical, or is that a chemical thing that heals us?
it is a magical thing.
Okay. Good Dale, do you have any water on you?
Yes, I have some holy water.
It is
I
going-
was thinking just a little bit of drinking water just to pour on the back.
Me, I have water.
It will sting.
Oh, actually, I might actually have some.
Rakuba
alcohol
have
on me.
pot
That would
water
probably be
here.
cleaner.
He said like a ladle with a bunch of water in it. You
That's-
use
that'll be.
this good.
Yes.
Ooh. Oh, thank
must
you.
Tell, you must tell her what
Yes,
this
yes.
means.
Ooh.
All right. And he says, "You must go now. Find my people. Tell them
Yes.
this story.
Is there anyone in particular that I should look for?
Me think you find Kagi Mingal."
Kakimingo. Yes. Okay, thank you.
Lady
May your god look
Tarandaren,
favorably upon you.
Groom's not see
Yes.
me anymore. His eye close.
Lady Tarandaren,
Yes, Orica.
I know how to find her.
You are
Go,
very
go.
knowledgeable. Yes. Okay.
Go go now.
Must say, Good Dale, it's a good job on your back, though. It's very clear.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, so you get back on the boat, and the soldiers are kind of all very looking at you like, what happened? Nobody dares ask any questions though, and they all get back on the boat, and so the boat sets sail once more. How's everybody
Ulrich
doing?
is very proud.
Oh, it looks like it is slivered off. I can't see it anymore. Can you see it anymore, Edric?
Oh, gone. I think you all made enough noise to scare us off.
Yes. It was very terrifying, though. Very good job.
All right, and eventually you get to your next stop. Turns out to be Ren. And the boat comes around the corner, and you see this high elf standing. What is Ren doing when they come around the corner? Is he planting seeds still?
Planting seeds, yeah.
Planting seeds, okay. So the boat comes around the corner of the labyrinth and comes up to the edge of the island.
Don't eat it. You're not supposed to be eating it, you stupid chicken.
His only
My
companion.
sister is easier to control than you are. Gee. Thank
And
God
Ren,
she's
you
not-
look up and you see there's this boat coming down towards you, and you can hear the dum, dum.
Oh God, we've got another interrogation or some other idiot as per usual. Oh God. Come on, let's get inside. No, leave the seed alone, you stupid chicken.
Right. And so the boat gets closer and closer and comes riding up to the edge of the island and slides up. Ulrich, I'm turning off your nameplate now, and you're now Ren. Okay. And the guardess, she says, you may disembark.
And do we know immediately where we are, whose island it is?
You can see it's Ren.
Ah, okay. Well, Goodale jumps off and runs, but then she's got armor clanging on her back a little bit, and she's trying to run in a way that smarts the least.
Hurt, yeah. That's true. And also the fact that you are in front of a bunch of guards who are watching you.
Yeah, right. So trying to be running in a dignified way, which isn't really working out so well.
Right. Would you like to make a performance check?
Sure. Oh, 22.
22. All right then. Very good. You managed to run over there in a dignified way without hurting too much, and somehow convincing the guards that that your running and your alacrity in approaching this current prisoner had something besides the fact that he's your brother. I'm not sure how that works, but I'm sure there's a reason. You can tell me what it is if you
They
can think of it.
think that she's definitely going to go torture him. she definitely
don't
needs,
do that.
She needs information from this person.
Right. She's here for religious rites or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So you get over to him. Now, just incidentally, who is carrying this potion?
I thought it was with Goodale in her little bag of...
That makes sense, because it's oil, isn't it? It's supposed to be holy oil. Right.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. So, Ren, you see your sister get off the boat.
Looks.
Sorry, what?
He looks very displeased in about a fraction of a second.
Right. So he suddenly...
And yet,
his eyes furrow.
pleased kind of thing.
Right, so you can't help but be a little bit pleased. But my question to Ren is, does he believe his eyes?
No, he doesn't, because he told her not to be here.
Right.
He
Don't
wrote
give me that
with the
look.
Sword, remember?
Don't give me that look.
Is Goodale wearing the sword?
It's in the bag of holding.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And where's the bag of holding?
tucked upon my person.
All right.
Don't give you what look?
That look, if it was me in the Sufferance, you wouldn't just leave me here, would you? Without
That's
even trying to get in for a
different.
visit.
That's different. I told you not to come here.
Did anyone else get off the boat, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm staying on the boat because I don't
Edric
trust the
also.
guards.
Okay.
Yeah. Staying on
Guard.
the boat, getting frustrated with this piece of paper.
We
Trying to
don't
make
have
art.
too much time.
You called out to the guard, Ren?
Yeah. Guard.
Sir, one of them gets off. Two of them get off. Three of them get off.
What are you doing?
They start
Do
coming
you
over.
mind if I receive my blessing in the hut?
He looks at Goodale, looks back at you. Do you trust him, Lady Goodale?
Absolutely. I trusted the last one. I will trust this one as well.
Very well.
Perhaps she'd like to bring her friends in to keep her safe.
Very good, you may do so. We shall wait outside.
Thank you. Thank you
kindly.
very much. This way.
Okay.
All right, so you lead them all into the small
Still got
hut.
that look that you don't like.
So tell us about your hut, Ren. I'm sort of imagining like one flat roof that's on an angle, probably. Perched up with a couple of posts, surrounded by some flax weaving that you've remembered from the days when your grandmother taught you flax weaving as a child.
But also, everything is tidy. Even raggedy clothes have been washed, you
Right.
know, and stuff like that. And everything is tidy and in its place.
Right. So it's quite neat. All right.
Yeah, it's quite neat.
Okay.
Very militaristic. There hasn't left his blood yet at
Right.
all.
Okay. Is there any sign of any religious practices or other practices or?
He's made something because he's experienced that thing here.
Yep.
He's made something. Tried to make a bird thing with a tear coming from its eye.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
in his spare time.
Okay. What has he made it out of?
Wood.
All right.
And he's basically got the stone from the ground and shaped it, because he's got all the time in the world.
Right.
He shaped it into a tool. you know,
Okay.
to do this kind of thing with. Okay.
All right.
And he
Does
takes her
Goodale?
in.
Cool. Does Goodale notice the bird?
She can make a perception check.
Perception. 25.
25. She sure does notice the bird. And now you can make a religion check, Goodale.
$24.
Wow. Goodale, you once saw this image of a bird. It's a phoenix. He's. How did you say you made it? You carved it into what?
I basically got a stone and kept beating it until I sharpened it, managed to sharpen it,
Okay.
you know, and I carved it out of the wood that I found.
Okay. All right. So it's basically carved into wood. Okay. So it's a symbol of a phoenix, and it's an abstract symbol of a phoenix, and you happen to recognize this specific symbol. Like, it's not just a bird; it's a phoenix, because it's a bird with a flame around it. And it's an abstract image of a bird with a flame around it from a book which you remember from childhood, which you and Ren both would have read in the library of your father's house.
Ren, what a beautiful phoenix.
It is, isn't it? So, would your friends like something to drink? I have cool water here.
It's okay. You keep your water. Listen, here. So much to say. We want you to drink this, but you
Yeah.
have to do it when you know you're about to be checked.
When I know I'm about to be checked.
Yes.
What will happen? What will happen?
It will make you appear dead. And then I will collect your body.
Oh, no, you won't.
What do you mean?
That's not the way it goes here. They will take my body and they will take it to a place called... now, let me see. You know High Pass?
Yes.
Well, they'll take it to High Pass. They'll take my body to the village and they'll burn it there because I'm a blackguard in disgrace.
Right. So
And-
we will intercept them and we will steal your body, and then hopefully make off with you to somewhere else.
Except blackguard go with the body. Blackguard go with the body, and they have rangers as well. Dead shots.
How many?
How many did I see, Russ?
You're not sure.
I'm not sure.
You're never
They
sure
don't
about
make-
rangers. Those
They don't.
wood elves are very sneaky, and they have that Mask of the Wild trait that allows them to disappear into the rain.
And I tell you that.
Ren, we can't leave you in here.
You're going to have to.
No, we cannot. A good man has died to get you out of here.
And this good man would be who?
His name was Milford Brixton.
Even here we've heard the stories. Passed around. Some dude who robbed something. I'm glad you weren't a part of that.
Adric laughs in the corner of the room.
Yes, well, be that as it may.
What's
Out of
he
game.
laughing about?
Barry, the only way you've heard of Milford Brixton was you must have heard of him on the way here, because since you've been
The
here,
way here.
nobody's told
Yep.
you anything, and you live on an island isolated from the world, so you didn't
Okay.
hear anything here.
Okay, so it must have been on
If
the way.
if I may, Bren, very nice to meet you.
Yeah, good to meet you too, sir.
You said that there would be obviously a retinue to your, essentially a funeral.
Yes.
I mean, unless you've got other information, I can't imagine there would be a large retinue of blackguard attending a funeral of someone who's been disgraced. Surely it would be a little bit more, I wouldn't want to say undercover, but a little bit more underdark, not sort of something they want a lot of people witnessing.
Hey, what would be the point in guarding a dead man? Apologies, Adric Fogdar. Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well, Mr. Vodka.
Hi.
The thing is, they burn me and then they take me to the very top of this mountain, and then they spread my ashes towards the Orcan kingdom sort of thing. So, but I have known, it's not very common, but I have known that one member of the family can go and witness this and spread the ashes.
Except that there will be no ashes.
I certainly hope not. So, apart from that, what was your brilliant plan?
Then we need to get your body, well before they leave for the city at Highbrook Pass.
Might I suggest we could stage something a little bit more dramatic? perhaps Ren is taken gravely ill rather than dead, and we with the assistance of the guards just ship him out.
Would they remove an ill inmate?
Well, there must at least be some kind of infirmary, and we can gather ourselves and make a decision on how to get him out from there.
I have to give them a signal if I'm in dire straits. And if I'm not in dire straits, they'll beat me.
So the only way to get you out is to, in fact, stage your death and catch you somewhere before you get to Hyperloop Pass.
Yes. Do I know the route they'll take, Russell?
Yep. They'll take the main route.
They'll take the main route.
Aye. And this entire affair sounds fairly ritualistic. Is there a time that they do it at?
There is, isn't there?
Well, it depends on when they find the body, right? Obviously, if they get to the island and they find you dead, they're going to remove you to the garrison. From the garrison, they're going to inform the next of kin. At that point, they will give the next of kin a chance to come and see the body, if they want. And if they wish to attend the body all the way to Highbrook Pass, they can. And if they want to attend the body during its transition into ash, they can. And if they want to attend the to scatter the ashes on the mountaintop, they can do that too.
What if the family wants to do its own thing?
If they're a blackguard, they are required to do this.
Okay.
What are the odds that Goodale will be the one called to you?
Surely it would be Alar or Father.
Yeah, it'll be Ayla or Father.
So we talk to Ayla to watch the mail messengers and get us note as soon as he can.
Yes.
We wait en route, ambush, pillage, kill, run away.
Yes.
Could make it look like body snatchers or something like that.
There's always that. Yeah,
Yes.
aye. Because everyone needs a spare set of organs.
A spare of what?
Spare set of organs.
Of
Oh.
organs, body snatchers.
Right, okay. Right, well, here's your potion. Now,
Okay.
how often do these guards come by to check on you?
Once a day,
Once
between
a day.
11 and 3.
Between
Once a day?
11 and 3.
Oh, that often? Oh, thank goodness.
Go tomorrow then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I'll
Okay,
time
so
this
it gives
right.
us time to get the route, get help from Ayla. Watch, wait. Hit the body, get out.
Okay. Great. Our time grows short, Ren. I need to go. Is there anything you want, any message you wish me to deliver to anyone?
No, all that I need is right here.
No. No, you need more than this.
I need clothes for when I get out of here, because you lot are going to pull the siced off, aren't you?
Absolutely.
That's the
You would want to
spirit,
keep
Ren.
us waiting.
All right. Okay, pleasure to meet you all. Let's not make this too long. Okay, best of luck to you all.
All right. So Goodale embraces her brother and says a blessing over him.
I do have one question.
Yes?
Why, in God's name, have you brought the person that brought me here in the first place here now?
He's been assigned as...
Me always got to do what told. It's not my fault. What do you mean it's not your fault? Exactly what I said. They give order, I do it. Now I work for her, so different order, different person. I suppose it's got logic in it somewhere. Alright. Are you sure you can trust him?
Yes, he's been quite trustworthy so far.
Alright, if you say so. Okay. Let's do it. And I'd just like to say, I'm sorry that you lost your
Enough time!
companion.
Okay,
See you later.
goodbye.
See you soon. Bye.
And may whatever god you worship bless you.
Very good. And that, I believe, is where we're going to end our episode this evening. This is final call for anybody to make any last-minute additional actions. Anything you want to say to anybody?
Adric's gonna call down lightning and smite.
Yep, you call down fridges, and they land on you, and you're dead.
Oh no, it's the opposite of what I wanted.
Oh no! Nyla's just sort of making fun of the guard's uniform. She's like, so do you...
What the hell?
Estrolio. Do you wash those every day, or how do you get your boots so shiny? They're very, very shiny. I can almost see my face in them.
It was weird.
She went English for a second. What was that? Because she's been chilling on the boat because she doesn't trust them to not leave us behind.
Right.
She's very untrusting.
Okay.
Who can blame you?
Oh right. That's it. Adric.
Very good. Okay, so you guys are heading back to Highbrook then, I assume. And they take you back by boat. You get back to the garrison, and they do take you to see Illanis Leah Firahal, and she dismisses them and allows you to leave.
She's like, I don't care.
She hears them out, and she says, I shall deal with this, and then she sends them off. And then a few minutes later, after serving you all a cup of tea, she sends you out.
Illanis is my favorite person in this entire goddamn city.
She also says to you, when you leave, you should probably try and look a little bit chastised.
Right, yes, very good idea. Leif, I didn't know your girlfriend was so hospitable.
Hey,
Would
just
you-
like that, Leif. Keep that up.
All right.
Look,
And, yes?
no, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just think what you want, really, honestly.
And for good measure, Adric, yells with the outrageous, so the red guards can hear him.
What did he say?
Outrageous.
Oh, I see. They look, but they don't do anything.
Nyla just has her head down with the hood over it, just conceal the smirk that she's gotten, because it's very easy to make Leaf rise. She's just finding it amusing now.
Very good. And thus you find your way back to Vaingate, not to Vaingate, to Hemoth Tirith, and to your rooms at Tarsellis Temple, Daughters of Twilight, blah, blah, etc., etc. And you close the door as you enter and take a big sigh of relief, I imagine, to find yourself in safe quarters.
Ooh.
And I shall end the stream thusly. So thank you and good night to our wonderful audience, those of you that have stuck with us and continue to watch our show. Those of you that continue to that will watch in the future, do come back. Yes, all of that sort of thing. And good night.
Live, life, love.
Right.
Live, laugh, love.
Bye.
Thank you, Orson, once
Live
again.
life, laugh, love, live liberty.
Yeah. Good night, guys. Thank you.